American-made at WeatherTech.com.
Coach Jerry Gill and his Northern Illinois Huskies are rolling. Riding a 4-game win streak, NIU closes out October in DeKalb against defending MAC champion Central Michigan. College football's next on Comcast Sportsnet. Campus of Northern Illinois University. NIU football, Comcast Sportsnet, presented by the NIU College of Business. And it should be a great day. Football here. NIU trying to stay unbeaten in the Mid-American Conference. They'll take on the defending champion, Central Michigan Chippewas. Good afternoon. Alongside Bob Kamel, I'm David Kaplan. Bobby, these are two teams going in different directions. Central, the defending conference champ, Northern Illinois trying to reclaim that title.
Exactly, David. I would call this a case of role reversal. You've got one team that's 1-3 in the conference that are the defending champions, and Northern Illinois at 3-0 coming into this game, leading the Western Division of the Mid-American Conference. Role reversal is what I'd call it.
All right, now Chad Spann, one of the best running backs in the country, 18th nationally in yards per game. This young man can get it done on the ground.
I like him. He is a complete back. He will block. He'll catch footballs out of the backfield. And the one thing I really like about him, he's got that little lean. He's always going to get those 2 or 3 yards. He'll never be in the negative.
You look at Central Michigan, they lost Dan Lefevre. He's now in the NFL, solid quarterback. But Ryan Radcliffe just biding his time. He's also a very good player with a good pocket presence.
Well, one of the things you have to think about Danny Lefevre is this. Danny Lefevre keep a lot of quarterbacks on the bench. So this young guy, basically, these are his first starts. He's not that experienced, although we're about halfway through the season. You don't recover that quickly from losing Dan Lefevre. One of the things I'd say about this young guy, Radcliffe, he has a stronger arm than Dan. Dan was more athletic. This young guy has a stronger arm, and the Chippewas lead the conference in passing offense.
All right, we've got college football. Kickoff is right around the corner. They're having a good old time in DeKalb. They're getting ready for college football here on Comcast Sportsnet next.
Advance your career with an MBA from Northern Illinois University.
I was able to balance my MBA with my professional life as well as my personal life. And best of all, NIU's MBA program is AACSB accredited and affordable.
I was impressed with the knowledge and experience of the professors, and the program provided me with a well-rounded business education. The affordability and convenient locations made my decision easy, and it made my MBA a reality.
Designed for the working professional, the MBA program at Northern Illinois University. Jumpstart your career today.
NIU fans, when you enter the Village Commons bookstore, you're entering Husky Country. VCB is the official site for NIU athletics, featuring the NIU Husky logo on a wide range of hats, t-shirts, shorts, sweats, and NIU logo gifts and accessories. Whether you're a student, graduate, or fan of NIU athletics, the Village Commons bookstore is your official Husky headquarters. Visit us at the stadium on game day or at our store in DeKalb at 901 Lucinda or on the web at www.vcbs.com.
Cold drinks, great food. O'Leary's has it. A place full of people you know and people you're about to meet. Friends and future friends. So pull up a chair, grab a drink and dig in. You're at O'Leary's in downtown DeKalb. Welcome home.
Haunted by a high payment? Say RIP with low APR. Go to Illinois' #1 volume Honda dealer, Schaumburg Honda Automobiles.
Get 1.9 APR for 60 months on new 2010 Accords and more.
Bob Rohrman.
Nobody beats Count Bobula. Nobody. Bob Rohrman, Schaumburg Honda Automobiles, just 8 blocks west of Woodfield Mall on Gulf Road, Schaumburg.
NIU football on Comcast Sportsnet is presented by the NIU College of Business, where the classroom meets the business world. Remax Catherine Gannon. Modern Woodmen of America, touching lives, securing futures. O'Leary's Restaurant Group. Village Commons Bookstore, home for all your Husky gear. Gorgeous Saturday. To the field for the third member of our crew, Jim Blaney with NIU coach Jerry Kill.
Thank you very much, David. Here with Coach Jerry Kill. #1 in the conference total offense, #1 in the conference scoring defense, least penalized team in the conference. I would have to think as a coach, you like that combination of discipline and just taking care of business and getting the job done.
We do. I hope we can continue that. You know, that's not easy to do, and hopefully our kids down the stretch run will continue to do that.
Talk about the unique challenge that Central Michigan poses on offense because they throw the ball so much.
Well, they do a great job in what they do. They execute very well, and we've got to do a great job in secondary, and we've got to get their quarterback uncomfortable.
Coach, good luck in today's game. David, back upstairs to you.
Thank you, Jim and Coach. Your keys to the game, Bobby C., brought to you by the people at Gale Financial. What have you got?
I like the term that Coach Kill used. Make that quarterback uncomfortable. Make sure you rush the passer. They have to get to him early, force him to run the football, flush him out. NIU offense, establish the run. That is the hallmark of Jerry Kill football. Establish the run, and I'm sure that they will. From the other side of the football, stop the run. Okay, stop the run and be able to throw the football.
There you go. All right, now we do have one other extraneous factor here on the field. You and I were down there talking to Jerry Kill and some of his coaches. The wind is a major factor in today's game. If you're going downwind, you've got a huge advantage. And if you've got to go into the wind late in a close ball game, you've got some real issues. Take a look at the way the wind is blowing. It's a beautiful day. It's not cold. There's really no chance we're going to get more precipitation. We rained hard on our way up here, but it's cleared. You see the flags here at half staff. They're at half staff because every time an Illinois serviceman or woman is killed in action defending our country, they lower them for 30 days. And take a look at series history between these two. Central Michigan leads it all time. Northern Illinois leads it here in DeKalb. We are ready to put the football in the air. Dan Enos, Jerry Kill, the head coaches. Michael Klimowski is going to kick it away. And we are ready for action for Northern Illinois and Central Michigan. Glad you could be with us. Keto Popla, the dangerous return man for Central Michigan, and he is going to catch it. In fact, it will go over his head and out the back of the end zone. And there is their quarterback, Ryan Radcliffe, number 8. Young man who just was biding his time because Dan Lefevre, now with the Cincinnati Bengals, wasn't letting anybody on the field while he was in the Chippewas program. This young man, as you said, strong arm, real good pocket presence.
David, stronger armed than Danny, but as I said early on, not as athletic as Dan.
All right, here we go. Radcliffe ducks under center, and we are underway in DeKalb, and he's going to throw on first down. He's looking, he's got time, he dumps it off. Harris makes the catch and tackled right around the 27. Jerry Harris making the catch, a big, tall, 6'3" receiver. Let's take a look at our lineups for today's game. Backs and receivers, Volney, Reed, Blackburn, Pobla, and Wilson, the skill position guys for Ryan Radcliffe. There's the big hosses. We'll tell you, little change in the offensive line. Weaver, Maddox, Miller, Fisher, and Repose. Second down. Radcliffe hands off this time. Volney on the carry. Carl Volney, number 29, is a 5'10" senior. I think we had Jody Van Lannen came over and made the tackle. Jake Kaufman, a young man on that Northern Illinois defensive line. We'll talk about him. 2 tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan. Here we go. It's a 3rd and 4 for the Chippewas. Radcliffe looking, goes down the field, finds his man. First down, move the chains. Still dragging a tackler out of bounds in Northern Illinois territory. Keto Popla made the catch. Patrick George along for the ride.
One of the things right here, David, look at this excellent protection. Excellent protection. He's able to go through his entire progression underneath, intermediate, and then downfield. I will tell you something about this Pobla. I came down on the field before the game, and this is one good-looking athlete.
Tommy Davis also in there. He was the man actually on top of the defender. Patrick George helped ride him out of bounds. Radcliffe throws, goes the other way, finds his man. Wilson, and the football's loose, and Northern Illinois has it. Wilson made the catch. Tommy Davis came over in coverage. Football loose, and it's going to the Huskies.
Just a little bit of an under route. He turns upfield. Just as he's going down, he gives up the football. Really, I didn't see a hand on the football. I didn't see a helmet on the football.
Didn't look like he had it totally tucked away.
Perhaps not.
That ball's definitely out.
It is a catch.
Football is definitely out. Tommy Davis pounces on it. A couple of real good hits. And I think the one that caused the fumble was Alex Kuba. Patrick George was there. Tommy Davis recovered. Harnish with a single back set. And he's going to throw on first down. Nice catch off the top of the turf by Landon Cox. And a gain of 10.
David, you've heard me say this in the past. That right there, that play right there is basically almost like a sweep play, except the ball's obviously not thrown underhand. It's thrown overhand out there. The same thing. It's an extended sweep play. Great athleticism by that young man.
Look at Harnish's numbers, completing almost 68% of his balls. 10-3 touchdown interception ratio. Scarb, the motion man, the handoff. Spann makes a cutback and will be dragged down right at the line of scrimmage. Real nice job. Sean Murnane, number 54, rolled over and made the tackle. Here's the Northern Illinois backs and receivers. Spann, Shepler, Moore, Palmer, and Landon Cox, the man who made that first catch on the opening play of their offensive series. There's the big offensive line. Some big hosses anchored by Scott Weddage at center, number 71. Harnish going to throw, finds his man. Be a gain of right about 8. Martell Moore made the catch. Avery Cunningham came over from his defensive back spot and made the tackle.
Harnish early on, showing great arm strength. And that's one of the things, you think about a quarterback who rushes the football as much as he does. A lot of times we'll say, well, he's very athletic, This kid's a complete quarterback. He has fine arm strength.
It's a 3rd and 2 for the Huskies. They are at the Central Michigan 42-yard line. Spann, the tail of the tandem's got his big buddy Kyle Scarb right in front of him. They give it to Spann. He is going to make a man miss, and he's going to move the chains. First down, Northern Illinois. Re-rack it, fresh set of downs. All right, let's take a look at the defensive starters for Central Michigan. Kinville, Murnane, who we've already called, Williams, and Kashawn Frazier is the 4 up front men with Burning, Ballore, and Staton, the linebackers. And that group of defensive backs led by Avery Cunningham better be ready, because Chandler Harnish does not throw interceptions. He's very accurate. No gain on the play here for Chad Spann.
Excellent
Bring
job.
Up a 2nd and 10.
Excuse me, David. Excellent job by Armand Staton. One of the things that you're going to see from Spann, he likes to cut the football back. The linebackers have to remain disciplined. They have to wait to make sure that he's not on the cutback. In other words, I used to tell my guys years ago, just clean your shoes a little bit. Just get your feet moved a little bit and hang in there. That patience will pay off for a linebacker, especially against the cutback running back.
Harnish gonna look, throws to the side. Ashford makes a catch and will be knocked out of bounds by a couple of Chippewas. Agnew and Carr over. Ashford made the catch.
Here we go again, David. It's basically the same thing. I'm going to get 2 people out in front, engage the defender, and then let the back, the wide receiver, make the cut off the play.
Harnish down the field, throws, has his man.
Out of bounds, David.
And they'll say Clark did not catch it before going out of bounds. That was close. Take a look right here. There's the throw. It's low. Oh, he drops it. It squirts out, and then he grabs it back in.
I like this progression, though, by Cook. I really do. couple of safe passes here and there early on. Start to get that defense kind of getting a little bit tighter. A couple of running plays, things like that. Next time out on the field, maybe Zingo go downfield with the football.
All right, here we go. Field goal attempt. Downwind, which is a huge factor today. Kolomovsky will try this one from 49, and he's no good. Wide. Had the distance. He had the distance. We've got a timeout on the field, and we have no score. Central Michigan, Northern Illinois locked up in a scoreless duel with 10:07 left in the first.
Ralph de la Vega arrived in the U.S. as a 10-year-old Cuban exile with nothing but the will to succeed.
My NIU MBA helped me to achieve my dreams and my goals.
As a child, Gloria Coco was inspired by the way her father served society by practicing law.
My NIU law degree allowed me to do the same as a lawyer and as a judge.
Come experience the power of NIU at our Veterans Day open house, Thursday, November 11th.
Hey Husky fans, shop online for all the latest Husky merchandise at niubookstore.niu.edu. We carry the best brands, Gear, Jansport, Russell, Vantage, Zephyr, and more. Shop any of our 3 locations, the Home Student Center, the Convocation Center, and our newest location at the Barcema Alumni and Visitor Center. Open 3 hours before game time for every home game. For the best Husky gear selection and prices, stop by today or shop online at niubookstore.niu.edu. That's niubookstore.niu.edu.
What's going on today at NIU? Check out NIU Today, your best resource for news, information, events at Northern Illinois University. Log on today to today.niu.edu. NIU Today, your guide to what's going on. Nice day today. It's almost the end of the month, and we still have fairly good weather. I'm sure there are people out golfing today, and we've got college football for you here at Comcast Sportsnet. Bob Kamel, longtime college coach. I'm David Kaplan. Glad to be with you here on a football Saturday, Bobby.
David, one of the things you mentioned that's have to come into the play calling for Coach Enos and the Chippewas here is this. That wind is a huge factor. And throwing the football, obviously this young guy has a great arm. But the fact of the matter is they are going to have to factor that into their passing game as this quarter progresses.
That field goal, I don't think the wind was a factor, certainly not distance-wise, because he'd have made that from 60. And a little bit of a wildcat look out of Central Michigan right there. Cody Wilson on the carry. Kraus and a bunch of buddies came over and dropped him for no gain. Here we go again, Cody Wilson. Radcliffe back under center, takes the snap, empty backfield, finds Cody Wilson, makes a man miss, and he will be very close to a first down. We'll see where they spot him. He'll come up, I think, about a yard short. Let's take a look at the Northern Illinois defense. Kaufman, Kraus, Perkle, and Progar, and that is a really good defensive line. So we told you, Kaufman, 2 tours of duty overseas for our military. Kuba, Butler, and Tyrone Clark, the backers. And there, Sobel, Davis, George, and Smith, the secondary. 3rd and 1. Handoff, and they will make the chains move. First down, Central Michigan.
David, I mean, you're talking about a pure football coach. It's Jerry Kill. It's obvious the success he's had in the past. You talk about a football coach like Jerry Kill. 2 things he's going to want to do is run the ball and stop the run. His fingerprint is all over this program right now. This is Jerry Kill's football program, and that's exactly what he's been able to do. Run the football and stop the run.
Radcliffe with an I formation. Fakes, looks, he's going to be hit, and he escapes the sack, and he's going to turn it into positive yards. He was going down all the way, and the defender did not wrap him up, and Radcliffe, with a real nice move, picks up yards.
Great awareness by Radcliffe. It was almost like you get some of these young quarterbacks and say, you know what? He senses that. He senses that pressure.
Sean Progar is going to see that one in his sleep tonight.
Have to wrap him up. Wrap them up, hang on, wait for help.
Radcliffe fakes, throws, and he underthrows Cody Wilson, number 11.
Well, it's underthrown because of Jake Kaufman. Radcliffe was under duress. Great pass rush by Kaufman. And David, I know you'll talk a little bit about Jake Kaufman before. One of the most interesting stories, I believe, in all of college football.
He is a quality young man, and we will. We'll talk about him a little later in the game. He's been nominated for a number of different honors, won the Class Award, and we'll tell you about that. 3rd and 5, 8:03 to go, first quarter. Radcliffe looks, throws. It's going to be very, now it may move the chains, because he was able to make one man miss and drag a tackler, and I think that will be enough for a Central Michigan first down.
That's one of the things, guys that play on Sunday, or people that determine who plays on Sunday, you're always looking for yards after catch. And that is a great example right there. As long as you keep your feet going, I don't care what position you play in football, wide receiver, whatever it is, that young guy catches that pass and those feet keep moving, he's got a chance to lean and get that first down. Great awareness, too, as to where the sticks were.
Zerton Tipton now in at running back. He gets the handoff, and he will be dragged down, maybe a gain of a yard, yard and a half, and that is it. Tyrone Clark, number 36, the linebacker with the tackle.
Again, we're talking about a cutback type of play. Tyrone Clark shows great patience, takes care of business at his position, comes in and is able to make the tackle on the cutback. When you start seeing over pursuit by the linebackers, that's when the cutback becomes effective. Good discipline by these linebackers.
Radcliffe straight pressure, dumps it off on a screen, finds Volney, and he will be ushered out of bounds. Real nice job by the NIU defense. Chris Smith, who's a 5'10", 186-pound senior out of Palmetto, Florida, came over and made the play.
You know, we've seen two different types of screenplays by the Chippewas. That particular screenplay right there, a little bit of kind of a throwback type of action, which I like.
3rd and 4, empty backfield. Volney to tailback, out to the right. Radcliffe out of the shotgun. Radcliffe looking, throws, and it's incomplete.
Had to be a broken route.
He was looking for Jerry Harris, number 81.
Had to be a broken route there someplace, because you've got two receivers in that proximity of each other. Somebody was in the wrong place. This is an interesting situation right here. You have to pump the football, okay, into the wind, and at the same time,
there you go.
You're Northern Illinois, and you're thinking about, is this going into the end zone? Or how do I, fielding this football against this wind is tricky business.
That one's going to bounce, and that one's going to roll and be down at the 10-yard line. We've got a timeout. We have no scoring. 6:11 to go, first quarter. We're in DeKalb.
Advance your career with an MBA from Northern Illinois University.
I was able to balance my MBA with my professional life as well as my personal life. And best of all, NIU's MBA program is AACSB accredited and affordable.
I was impressed with the knowledge and experience of the professors, and the program provided me with a well-rounded business education. The affordability and convenient locations made my decision easy, and it made my MBA a reality.
Designed for the working professional, the MBA program at Northern Illinois University. Jumpstart your career today.
You know real estate developer Senator Bill Brady? Now we find out millionaire Senator Bill Brady voted to allow the government to seize land from private landowners to benefit his own family business. Bill Brady uses government to enrich himself, voting to seize private land to benefit his own real estate business? Who is this guy? Do we really need another governor with ethical problems? Bill Brady, wrong and reckless.
Get a fresh start now. Go online to LegalHelpers.com or call 888-7-HELP-US for a free consultation. That's 888-7-HELP-US for a free consultation.
NIU football is presented by the NIU College of Business, where the classroom meets the business world. Our NIU College of Business featured player of the game is Chandler Harnish, the GPA of 3.60 in business management. Wonderful young man out of Bluffton, Indiana, the NIU College of Business, where the classroom meets the business world.
Norwell High School in Bluffton, Indiana. He was a 4-year starter on his basketball team. And in Indiana, they take that basketball very seriously, which tells you about the athleticism that he has. David, we've done enough of these games to watch the maturation of this young guy in Jerry Kill's system. And he is perfect. He's a perfect fit for Jerry Kill.
Hand off to Chad Spann. He's going to pick up about 4.
You know, when just before we went to break with that punt, I alluded to the fact that, you know, that punt, high punt against the wind is tricky to catch. I'm not so sure that you just want to put that thing up there out the center field and see if you can feel that football. That almost looked like the new punt that's come in vogue in college football, being that rugby kick.
Right, the sidewinder kick.
Exactly.
Harnish looks, throws, finds Cox. He's got a first down, and he'll be dropped at the 30-yard line. Move the sticks, first down, Northern Illinois.
David, I mentioned
Bobby Shea Jr., by the way, came over and made the hit.
Harnish's athleticism. Watch his footwork right there. Fakes one way, comes the other way, sets his feet, puts the ball right where it needs to be thrown. That is fine athleticism. That's why I mentioned that he was a 4-year starter on the basketball team. As a recruiter, you want to see athleticism, you want to evaluate athleticism, put a basketball in the young guy's hand, especially a big offensive lineman.
Harnish going down the field, finds his man Flayhigh. He's got it inside the 35. Connor Flayhigh, big fullback, got down the field, made the catch. Bobby Shea again on the tackle.
David, great read, great read. The free safety came off the hash. It came off toward the Chippewas side. The play was called what I call a skinny post. In other words, you're not going to break it off. You're basically going to go and just start to fade toward the inside. With that evacuated free safety, that was a perfect read by Harnish.
Hand off Chad Spann, makes one man miss. Will duck inside the 30, pick up about 3 yards. 2nd and 7.
David, you know how I feel about I can't get enough of Mid-American football. I mean, the hitting right down there on the field right now is just unbelievable. I mean, this is old-fashioned Mid-American Conference football, and it just doesn't get any better.
And you and I both coached in this league. There's some great athletes in this conference. Here's the Wildcat formation. Northern Illinois is going to move the sticks with good downfield blocking. Real nice job by Jordan Lynch, the backup quarterback.
I'm giving the right guard here, Joe Pollock. Wow. I mean, that big guy pulls around and decleats somebody, gets up and goes downfield and makes another block on the corner. Nice job, Joe. Great job, Joe Pollock. Praise Lake, Illinois, 6'5", 301, David.
Big man. And a 3.23 student. Harnish throws, finds his man Ashford, and he'll be escorted out of bounds.
One of the things right now, the Chippewas defensive coordinator, they have to find an answer for that. They have to find a defensive answer for that, because Northern Illinois has gone to the well way too many times, albeit early on in this football game, and has had success with that play.
2nd down and 5 from the 16.
2nd and 5, just shy of the 16-yard line. Harnish hands to Spann, makes a man miss, makes another man miss. Picks his way close to the 10. We'll see if they spot it for a first down.
Nice job there, number 62, Trevor Olson. This is one of the best coached offensive lines that I've seen in some time. I had mentioned that before.
Move the sticks, first down, Chad Spann. Huskies in business, just short of the 10.
Great tempo here by Northern Illinois. In and out, every play.
Harnish hands to Spann. Slams it into the middle of the line. He'll gain, they'll probably call it close to 3. 2.5, 3-yard gain. Jaleel Adai, a 5'9", 193-pound defensive back, a sophomore out of Valrico, Florida, came over and made the hit.
Nothing fancy. Nothing fancy. Pad under pad in the red zone, coming off the football.
Harnish rolls, looks, throws, drop. Little low looking for Landon Cox, and he could not haul this one in.
Definitely an underthrown football. Possibly, you want to make that catch. You want to make that catch. Maybe just a little bit rushed.
He was a little off balance, Cox, as he tried to make the catch.
One of the things in that situation as a wide receiver, you don't want to be a waist bender. You want to be a knee bender.
Harnish to the air, looks to the end zone, incomplete, overthrew Nathan Palmer, number 81.
Just a little bit out of rhythm from an offensive play calling standpoint. I really anticipated Jerry Kill sticking to the run throughout the entire series. Get inside a little bit. This young guy's got great athleticism, maybe a little option inside the 5-yard
Jim
line.
Blaney said that throw got away from him because downwind it just took off and sailed. Here's another field goal opportunity for Klimovsky. This one will come from 25 yards out. Snap, set, kick is perfect. And the Huskies put 3 on the board with 1:43 left, first quarter. Northern Illinois 3, Central Michigan nothing. You're watching college football on CSN.
In 1989, Cindy Hempstead Tucker left her home in Canada to pursue her dreams, seeking out NIU's excellence in the classroom, on the athletic field, and to the community. She became a member of the most successful women's gymnastics team in NIU history. Today, she brings that same effort as Director of Rehab Services for Unlimited Performance in Kishwaukee Community Hospital. A part of NIU is with her every day as she delivers the highest level of care at Unlimited Performance. NIU and Kish Hospital, strong ties for a healthy community.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Can football announcer Andres Cantor make any sport exciting?
Ha sido una partida intensa hoy. Jadrowski está pensando. Veamos qué va a hacer. Moverá la reina, moverá el caballo. ¡Qué tensión! ¡Viene! ¡Gol!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Beginning Monday, start your day with the Dan Patrick Show on Comcast Sportsnet. Tune in Monday as the sports media star tackles the hottest topics in sports with NBA superstar Kobe Bryant and NFL analyst Michael Strahan. Catch the Dan Patrick Show weekdays from 8 to 11 on Comcast Sportsnet. Northern Illinois senior defensive end Jake Kaufman, we talked about him earlier, is one of 10 finalists for the 2010 Lowe's Senior Class Award, which honors seniors who have displayed excellence in character, competition, classroom, and community. Fans can vote for Jake online at www.seniorclassaward.com/vote. Fan voting will count for 1/3 the total, and you can vote once a day. You talk about a quality young man. If you just joined us, Jake Kaufman has served 2 tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan for this country, announced his retirement after the International Bowl last winter, and then in May came to Jerry Kill and said, you know what, I talked to my dad. I'm going to finish this thing off. I've got a year of eligibility. I'm coming back to play. And, of course, they welcomed him with open arms.
David, obviously the young guy possesses all the traits that they're looking for in this particular award. But what he brings, aside from the obvious on the football field, to the locker room, the maturity, the leadership, things like that, you don't get any better leadership training than you do in the United States Marine Corps.
He is 26 years of age and has seen a lot in his young life. He is a quality person.
Love to call him teammate, wouldn't you?
Oh, man. I remember we talked to him, I think it was last year, and I said, boy, it gets kind of nasty down there on the line. He said, I've seen a lot worse. That's not a big deal for me. Here we go, Radcliffe hands off. Volney makes a man miss into the open field. Staggers his way to the 45-yard line. Solid run out of Carl Volney. Patrick George, number 33, finally got him on the carpet.
Volney with a quick hitter. Great acceleration. You know, you get that extra, just that extra effort. Zingo, you hit that extra gear. That's what you're looking for in a running back. You know, there's a lot of straight-ahead fast guys. I want that guy, when he starts to hit that lateral crease in the defense, that he's got that one more gear. He's got that shot that he can take to get him into the end zone.
Jerry Harris picked up 9. In fact, they're going to call it a 2nd down and 1. They'll say 9 yards. 2nd and 1 for Central Michigan. Radcliffe under center. Hands it off. Tipton will move the chains, and Tipton's inside the Northern Illinois 40 to the 39-yard line.
Big Jeff Maddox, that left guard, number 66, 6'5", 320-pound senior. He evacuated the left guard position and pulled around and trapped. And the back just entered into that crease perfectly. Great vision by this young guy.
Mike Sobel came over, made the hit. It's a 1st and 10 for Central Michigan. They are moving. Single back set again. Number 34 is Zerton Tipton. Radcliffe looking. He's going downfield. He throws. He's got his man right at the 20-yard line. Another good throw. Keto Pobla made the catch, and we've got a flag down on the play as well. And I believe it's going against Northern Illinois for a face mask. A helmet came flying off. We're going to find out right now.
At the end of the play, personal foul, defense, number 5 for the legal high hit to the helmet. That's a half-distance penalty. Automatic first down.
We got a personal foul penalty on Northern Illinois on Chris Smith. And there is a helmet-to-helmet hit. And it was flagged immediately, as it should be, Bob. There was no place to hit head-to-head. I don't think he did it intentionally, but it happened, and he has to pay the price.
I can assure you Tracy Clays, the defensive coordinator for the Huskies, will have something to say to this young man.
And we have completed 1 quarter of play. Central Michigan, 1st and 10 when we come back at the NIU 10, trailing the Huskies 3-0.
Advance your career with an MBA from Northern Illinois University.
I was able to balance my MBA with my professional life as well as my personal life. And best of all, NIU's MBA program is AACSB accredited and affordable.
I was impressed with the knowledge and experience of the professors, and the program provided me with a well-rounded business education. The affordability and convenient locations made my decision easy, and it made my MBA a reality.
Designed for the working professional, the MBA program at Northern Illinois University. Jumpstart your career today.
Cold drinks. Great food. O'Leary's has it. A place full of people you know and people you're about to meet. Friends and future friends. So pull up a chair. Grab a drink and dig in. You're at O'Leary's in downtown DeKalb. Welcome home.
Haunted by a high payment? Say RIP with low APR. Go to Illinois' #1 volume Honda dealer, Schaumburg Honda Automobiles.
Get 1.9 APR for 60 months on new 2010 Accords and more.
Bob Rohrman.
Nobody beats Count Bobula. Nobody. Bob Rohrman, Schaumburg Honda Automobiles, just 8 blocks west of Woodfield Mall on Gulf Road, Schaumburg.
NIU football on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by the NIU College of Business, where the classroom meets the business world. Fatty's Pub and Grill, official headquarters of NIU Athletics. Gale Financial Services. Kishwaukee Community Hospital, health, heart, home. Bosch, invented for life. We are ready to go back to action. Start of the second quarter, 3-0 Huskies. Central Michigan, though, in very good shape. They have it 1st and 10, right at the 10. 1st and goal, football loose. And Central Michigan able to recover. They dive on it. It'll be a 2nd down and goal right outside the 10-yard line now. Just right at the 11, we'll call it. Zerton Tipton on that draw play, and he just put the ball on the deck, and fortunately for the Chippewas, they got it back.
I'll put that one on Ryan Radcliffe, David.
Why?
I don't think the ball was placed into the pocket. I think it was just a little bit low. I don't think he ever had possession.
Radcliffe throws, finds his man, and that's going to be 6. Touchdown, Central Michigan. Kido Pobla broke 1 tackle and finds his way into the end zone. That's an 11-yard touchdown strike for Ryan Radcliffe to Kido Pobla. PAT coming up. There's the throw. There's the catch. He makes one man miss. It's Patrick George. And that is a Central Michigan touchdown.
Ryan Radcliffe went through no progression right there. He knew exactly where he was going with the football.
Snap, set, kick is perfect. It's 7-3. Central Michigan leads Northern Illinois on David Harmon's extra point. We'll be right back. 14-18 to go first half. Huskies going on the attack, down 4.
Okay, Hat, are we ready for happy hour?
Ice cream scoops and real milk?
Check.
Whipped cream and cherries?
Check.
Confetti balloons and music?
Hat.
Mike, come on!
What are you up to?
3, 2, 1, happy hour! Miles happy hour, yeah!
Try a hand-dipped milkshake during half-price happy hour Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 p.m.
Great idea, Hat.
I'm flying! Not good.
Steak and Shake. Life needs flavor.
NIU fans, when you enter the Village Commons bookstore, you're entering Husky Country. VCB is the official site for NIU athletics, featuring the NIU Husky logo on a wide range of hats, t-shirts, shorts, sweats, and NIU logo gifts and accessories. Whether you're a student, graduate, or fan of NIU athletics, the Village Commons bookstore is your official Husky headquarters. Visit us at the stadium on game day or at our store in DeKalb at 901 Lucinda or on the web at www.vcbs.com.
The DeKalb Public Library proud to celebrate the Big Read 2010. This year's featured book is The Call of the Wild by Jack London. The library is holding events and giving away copies of the book throughout all of October. So please visit their website at dkpl.org for more information. Take a look at the scoring drive. As you look at Coach Enos, the head man at Central Michigan. They went 6 plays. It took them 80 yards, and they took just 2:25 off the clock. Pobla, the 11-yard TD catch from Ryan Radcliffe. I was at a high school football game last night. My stepson plays for Deerfield. Watched them play at Glenbrook North last night. Lost a tough one, 26-20. Big day in high school football today because around the state, they're going to announce the playoff pairing. So teams like Deerfield that are 5-4, biting their fingernails today. Do they get in or not? That one will be down in the back of the end zone. Let's go down to Jim Blaney on the sideline. Jimmy.
David, it's worth noting that on that touchdown play, Northern Illinois was missing 2 of their starting defensive backs. On the last 2 plays of the first half, first of all, Mike Sobel went out with a shoulder injury. He was checked out. He looks to be okay. And then the play after that was the play where Chris Smith got the penalty, but he also went off with an injury after that play as well. So not saying it had an effect, but I think it's worth noting that on that touchdown play, 2 of the NIU starters on defense were on the sideline. Back to you.
Thanks, Jim. It looked like when he had the helmet-to-helmet hit, Bob, it looked like he had his bell rung, so we'll see. He was down a little bit, and they helped him off the field. Harnish hands to Spann, picking his way, makes a man miss, and he'll pick up a Northern Illinois first down, rips off 11. Nice run.
Great run, a lot of shake inside. The young guy, as I mentioned before, David, he's always got that lean. Great job by the offensive line. A little shake to the outside, burst back to the inside. Almost breaks it.
Yeah,
almost breaks it.
Nick Ballore rolled over and made the tackle, or Spann may be running to the end zone right
Olson,
about now.
Ed Jackson. I mean, Weddage, great job by the left side of that offensive line.
Harnish fakes, play action, looking, rolls, throws, and overthrows his man. Martell Moore, we do have a flag on the play right about the 32-yard line. We'll see what this is. If you believe Palmer, he says it's against Central Michigan. Let's see if we can see it.
Offsides. Defense. Left end. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
1st and 5. They had a free play there. They'll pick up 5.
I never, ever could understand defensive linemen lining up offside, especially the nose guard. You've heard me talk about this.
Yeah, because they had guys like you yelling at him, get to the quarterback, so they're getting anxious. Spann runs right over a defensive back that came up to take the hit. Jaleel Adai just got a taste of Chad Spann running him over.
So now, and this is what I like. I like the play calling right now by Jerry Kill. I like this rhythm. There's a great rhythm here. And again, Jerry Kill, who am I to say what Jerry Kill should call? But I'm saying this, you're running the football, continue to run the football, you're going into the wind, keep the rhythm going. If you're gonna throw the ball at all, a little dink pass out in the flat here and there.
Kyle Scarb in as the lead back. They're gonna fake the Spann. Harnish steps up, now he's gonna run, he is flushed, and he will go down. Maybe gain half a yard, maybe.
You know, I talked about discipline by the linebacker, staying home, not breaking on the, waiting for the cutback and all that. Defensive line, nice job this time by Central Michigan, just staying in their lanes. Everything's covered. They've got all the gaps covered, and then they collapse back inside and make an outstanding play.
John Williams came up and made the hit. Nice job defensively. 2nd and 9.5 at the 42 of Northern. Harnish takes the snap, gonna run it, makes a man miss, dives. And they are going to say that he is down right at the 50, right at midfield.
Very, very interesting call. Before Harnish took off with the football, Nathan Palmer, the wide receiver, put his hands up, looked at Harnish. Harnish looked at him, pumped one time. Basically what it ended up to be was a quarterback draw.
Down and a yard from midfield for the Huskies.
3rd and 1, maybe less than 1. Spann takes the handoff, Spann across midfield.
Going to be close, David.
That's going to be really, really close. It looked like he got tentative, Bob, as he hit the hole.
Well, that's one of the deals. I mean, you tuck that football in, keep those legs going, and then get your pad level, become your own blocker. In other words, lower your shoulder and get pad under pad on the defender, become your own blocker. And critical to keep those legs pumping.
Vince Agnew came up and made the hit. This is going to be really, really close. They're going to say it's short. 4th down. The Huskies are going to punt. The crowd doesn't like the call, but Jerry Kill says we're going into the wind. We're punting.
You have to punt this football. You have to punt this football. This is a no call to me. I mean, you're going to go out there and punt the football. Central Michigan is just doing too good of a job of moving the football with a lot of balance, passing as well as running the football.
11:09 left here in the first half. Huskies have it 4th and inches. What are they going to do? We'll find out when we come back.
Advance your career with an MBA from Northern Illinois University.
I was able to balance my MBA with my professional life as well as my personal life. And best of all, NIU's MBA program is AACSB accredited and affordable.
I was impressed with the knowledge and experience of the professors, and the program provided me with a well-rounded business education. The affordability and convenient locations made my decision easy, and it made my MBA a reality.
Designed for the working professional, the MBA program at Northern Illinois University. Jumpstart your career today.
And in your corner, the only dealership who lets you pick your Kia and your payment. Bill Jacobs Kia, beating the competition. Every model, every time. How do they do it? with deals like this. Rock bottom prices on the 2010 Kia Soul and the 2011 Sorento crossover. These low prices even include all fees and taxes. It's amazing. For a deal guaranteed to knock your socks off, visit Bill Jacobs Kia today or log on to BillJacobsKia.com.
New York, great city, and you must respect, especially the football giants. But now, with NFL Sunday Ticket, people can watch Cowboys game on phone in New York.
Touchdown! What do you think of that, partner?
We're here.
This is Central Park.
The NFL Sunday Ticket to go. All right. They have to get the ball to the 49, just past the 49-yard line. And there is where it's spotted, just beyond the 50. So they are short, and they are going to kick it. As Coach Kamel said, you got to punt the football in this situation, and they do just that. A driving kick into the wind, and it will be caught right around the 14-yard line by number 11, Cody Wilson.
You know, let's talk just a little bit, David, about this wide receiver from Central Michigan, Keto Pobla. He has caught a pass in 31 consecutive games dating back to the 2008 season. This makes it 32 games, and he's 10th in the country as far as a wide receiver goes, catching the football.
And he's played with good quarterbacks, obviously Lefevre and Radcliffe, 9 of 11 so far for 95 yards and a touch and no picks.
There's
pretty good numbers.
There's a little give and take there, though, too. Good quarterback, good receiver.
Handoff to Volney, makes a man miss. And he'll get it out across the 15, somewhere around the 16-yard line.
David,
Along
you look
with,
at the size.
Alex Kuba.
290, 320, 300, 301, 295 is the lightest guy, and the athleticism that they possess as they pull and trap and block down and come around, outstanding.
Out of the gun, Radcliffe looking, flush, steps up, gets away, gonna get hit, down he goes. O'Neal makes the sack. Big play for the Husky defense. Stephen O'Neal, number 69, a 6'4", 232-pound freshman. Very, very mobile, and he never quit. Look at the motor on this guy. He missed him once, came back, and finished him off.
All right, I'm going to go on record as saying this. He reminded me of a guy who played here out of Marmion High School in Aurora, Illinois.
Larry English.
Larry English. Is this the new Larry English? The Huskies should be so lucky, but talk about a want-to guy.
3rd and 8 at the 11. Radcliffe looking. Radcliffe pressured, going down. He is sacked right at the goal line. I think they're going to say it's short of the end zone. They'll spot it at the 1-yard line. DJ Perkle, number 98, and a bunch of red shirts knocked him down. Here comes the pressure, and there they come. Perkle gets the sack.
Perkle, textbook. Great surge off the line of scrimmage. Great leverage. Great job of bringing his feet. Ushering the blocker back into the quarterback, shedding him, and making the play. That is how you do it. And it comes down to that desire by a defensive lineman, that want to.
There's the punt from the back of the end zone, but it is downwind. He'll get a good leg into it. It's caught right at the 50-yard line, and you've got a chance for a pretty good return. Huskies are going to be in business at the 35-yard line on a Tommy Davis punt return. Let's go to Jim Blaney on the field with a very special guest.
All right, David, thank you very much. A longtime friend of ours, the commissioner of the MAC, Dr. John Steinbrecher, joined us, and I think you probably found it interesting over the summer when there was all this talk of conferences adding championship games, because you probably sat back and said, yep, got that, and we're working toward it again this year in the MAC.
One of the first to have one. You know, the first Friday in December, we'll be up at Ford Field in Detroit, and it's a wonderful culmination to the season, and all of our teams are pointing that way.
One of the things that the MAC has worked very hard on and been very successful at is getting the bowl tie-ins, which are very important to the schools, but very important to the conference as well. Let's get the play, and we'll come back to you, David.
All right, Nathan Palmer gets the ball inside the 10-yard line. I think think we do have a Chippewa that is down. He now has hopped to his feet. That's number 4, Jaleel Adai.
Here's one of the things. Okay, great move after the catch. Those two defenders, they cannot pursue him, both of them to the same side. They have to bracket him. They both pursued to the outside. He brought it back inside. Defense is knowing where your help is at. One guy to the outside, one guy to the inside, bracket him, and that play would have been stuffed.
Huskies have it 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. We'll get back to Jim Blaney in just a moment with Dr. Steinbrecher. There's the handoff. Spann makes a man miss. Spann knocked down right around the 1-yard line. Let's go back to Jim Blaney.
All right, very quickly, Dr. Steinbrecher's immediate offense for NIU, I guess, about bowl tie-ins. It's very important to the schools. It's very important to the league, and 3 of them for this year for the MAC with some additional ones possible, right?
Well, exactly. We signed actually 5 bowl contracts for the first time ever, 3 primary, 2 backup or secondary agreements. Exactly. That's what we're playing toward, and it's great that we can facilitate some postseason opportunities for our student athletes.
John, great to see you. Always good to talk to you.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, David, back upstairs. Let's catch the rest of this possession for NIU.
All right, we do have a flag on the field. Let's wait till we get the call. And thank you to Dr. Steinbrecher and Jim Blaney.
Offense, 12 men in the huddle for more than 3 seconds. That's a 5-yard penalty. Remain 2nd down.
12 men on the field, and that man will not be happy when he talks to his team about that.
To his team as well as his assistant coaches.
No, he will be very upset.
Jerry Kill, as I mentioned before, a consummate football coach. Those are the kind of football coaches that little things here and there, attention to detail. That's why he's won wherever he's been. Great fundamentals, attention to detail. That'll be talked about in the staff meeting tomorrow, I can assure you, David.
Handoff, Spann picking his way, makes a man miss, drags a tackler inside the 5 to the 4. This kid never stops moving his legs.
Here's one of the things with the running back here. He keeps his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. You turn your shoulders, you give yourself a one-way go. He keeps his shoulders square right here. He's got a 3-way go, still square, bounces it to the outside. You turn your shoulders, you can't make that cut.
Jaleel Adai, who was shaken up a play ago, stayed on the field, tough kid, he drags him down. 3rd and goal at the 5. Spann the single back. Play high of the motion man. Lob for the end zone, incomplete. He was looking for Martell Moore in the back corner of the end zone, and he couldn't quite bring it in. There's the throw. Put some good height on it, Bob, but just couldn't quite drag it in.
A little bit more loft to that football and drop it in. I think the trajectory of the ball is the reason he wasn't able to catch it. I think you need to put a little more air into that football.
21-yard field goal try.
Here we go, another field goal try for Michael Klimovsky. He's 1 for 2 today, missed a 49-yarder, knocked through a short 25-yarder. Snap, set, kick is perfect. The Huskies have cut into the lead again. It is 7-6 now. Central Michigan on top. 6:55 to go, 2nd quarter.
Nothing else on the job site looks like it. Nothing else on the job site works like it. Nothing else on the job site plays like it. Nothing else on the job site rocks like it. Introducing the all-new PowerBox 360 from Bosch.
And now I'll turn it over to the Gecko.
Thank you, sir. As we all know, Geico has been saving people money on RV, camper and trailer insurance, as well as motorcycle insurance. Sorry. Technical difficulties.
What about this?
What's this one do? Maybe that one.
Okay, let's keep rolling. We run motorcycle insurance?
Take 15 minutes to see how much you could save on motorcycle, RV, and camper insurance.
On Tuesday, November 2nd, for the annual Huskies.
This broadcast of Central Michigan versus Northern Illinois is presented by the NIU College of Business, where the classroom meets the business world. Let's take a look at the scoring drive for the Huskies, again ending in a field goal for Klimovsky. It's a 7-6 ball game. Huskies took it 32 yards after the punt. Took 5 plays, took a $1.53 off the clock. The field goal good from 21 yards. That's your old home right there. The Student Center.
The Student Center.
You lived there when you were coaching a long, long time ago.
Briefly. I lived there briefly with Coach Corso and my good friend Frank Verducci, possibly one of the finest offensive line coaches that I'd ever been around. But I want to talk a little bit about Coach Kill. Saw that his reaction to that 12 men on the field deal. That cost them a touchdown. That's why it's about attention to detail. That's why there's a coach on the sideline. You have packages. You know, whatever the formation, you call the formation, who should come in, who should go out. Never take that for granted. It's a difficult job, usually assigned to one of the younger coaches. Basically, you know, he's the usher. You're in, you're out, this and that. And you know what? That shouldn't happen. Not the way Northern Illinois plays football. Dan Enos has done a nice job. Coach Enos is preparing his football team for this game thus far.
Showers and Pobla are the deep men. That will go to Keto Pobla. I believe, no, it's Showers who's got it. He'll be ushered out of bounds.
You know, David, we've talked a bunch about Jerry.
By Mike Sobel.
About Jerry Kill a bunch, but Dan Enos, I mean, guy, talk about a pedigree. He's ensconced in that Michigan State football family, and left Michigan State, went, you know, briefly in the National Football League, came back as a graduate assistant coach, made some stops in the state, Lakeland College, Northern Michigan, then down to Southern Illinois, Southwest Missouri State, back to Western Michigan, then to Cincinnati, and then back to Michigan State as the quarterbacks coach, and now the head football coach of the Central Michigan University Chippewas. And I think he was a great selection as the head football coach. He was a great Big Ten quarterback.
Hand off to Volney, makes a man miss. He stays on his feet, still hasn't gone down. And he'll be knocked down at the 44-yard line. Big gain, Carl Volney. Rashawn Melvin, the cornerback, sophomore, came up and made the hit.
Running back coaches, good running back coaches, practice this drill where you set your hand down and then you get back up. Set your hand down and get back up again.
I think his knee was down 5 yards earlier, and I don't think anybody's going to respot it or challenge this. His knee was down, I'm telling you.
I think it's going to happen right now, David. I think his knee was down. It's going to be reviewed.
Let's take a look. I believe his knee hit the ground right there. There you go.
You're exactly right. So we get another angle here. Great camera work. Great camera work. Yeah, it is down. It is down. It is down. Goes to show you one thing when you're playing defense, never assume anything.
Never. Thank you. There he is.
Oh.
Look at all these extra looks.
This is unbelievable stuff, Cappy.
There you go.
A good call by you, David. You obviously have a striped shirt on, striped suit anyway.
Exactly. You and I bought him together on the sale rack.
Speak for yourself, David. But again, you practice that as a running back coach. You'll have your guys put the ball in the right hand, start jogging downfield, blow a whistle, set your left hand down, pick your left hand up, put the football in the left hand, jog a little bit more, set the right hand down, so on and so forth as you move down the field. It's good coaching. Fundamentals. It's all about fundamentals. You're showing a fundamentally sound football team, regardless of the level, and I'm going to show you a football team that's going to have success.
Further review, the runner knee was down at the 38-yard line. Therefore, the 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line on the right hash. Please reset the game clock to 6 minutes, 43 seconds. 6 minutes and 43 seconds.
There you go. So the call will be taken back a few yards, and they will take the 5 yards away and reset it at the 38-yard line. They had it at the 43. Coming up at halftime, should have some interesting stuff for you. Jim Blaney's going to have an interview for you. And later in the day, Tom O'Neill went in the Hall of Fame here last night. He's called the NCAA championship game in college basketball on numerous occasions. He will join us up here. And at half, NIU basketball coach Ricardo Patton will talk with Jim Blaney. Of course, we'll recap the Hall of Fame induction ceremony and first half highlights and statistics. Volney, the single back set. Radcliffe changing the play at the line, barking out an audible. Fakes to Volney, steps up, looks, got a lot of time, down the field, got his man. Got his man, Cody Wilson, number 11. Kuba, number 37, gets him down, but that's a big gain. We have a flag on the play as well. There's the throw, Bob.
Well, right here, there's 3 reasons for the success of this play. It starts with the offensive line. Then it goes to the quarterback, and then it goes to the receiver.
At the end of the play, we have a dead ball, personal foul, offense, number 88, unnecessary roughness. That's a 15-yard penalty, first down.
Now, they called it on number 88, but I thought it was on number 80 who made the hit. He said number 88. See if we can get one more look. It's number 80 who made the hit.
I mean, that's totally uncalled
Frazier,
for.
not 88. The official is going to penalize Showers. It's on Frazier.
Total lack of discipline. That's where your position coach has to call him over the side. I mean, what was that all about? Nullify a great game.
Handoff, Volney, and he'll be dragged down after a gain of maybe 1.5 yards.
Jake Kaufman starts upfield and then collapses down inside. I mentioned earlier about the running back having your shoulders square and giving yourself a 3-way go. It's the same thing with defensive linemen. You start upfield, you keep your shoulders square. You turn your shoulders, you only got one way to go. You keep your shoulders square, you've got a 3-way go. Left, right, and straight upfield.
It's a 2nd and 9 at the 48-yard line of Central Michigan. Volney, the single back. Radcliffe drops, looks, and it is intercepted. They tipped the screen pass in the air, and it is intercepted. I think it's Tyrone Clark who came up with it. Outstanding job to get that ball, get a paw on the ball, Bob.
I believe it was Brian Wilson who batted the football as he came upfield. Got his hands up. Great awareness. Great awareness. No, it wasn't.
Might have been Progar.
It was Progar. I'm sorry, it was Progar.
There you go, Progar, and then the interception is made by Tyrone Clark, the linebacker, number 36. The Huskies in business at the Central Michigan 35. Play action off a fake to Spann, and Harnish makes one man miss, and now he is absolutely obliterated.
David,
at the 37.
David, let me talk just a little bit about this term called sudden change. When the ball is turned over, the defense is yelling, sudden change, sudden change. That means right now we're up and we're on the field. Offensively, you're yelling sudden change. And coaches will actually grade offenses and defenses based upon the success of sudden change after a turnover. Nice job right there by the Chippewas on the sudden change situation.
And a good job by Harnish not to fumble. He had 3 guys take him to the carpet. Harnish fakes, takes it himself, up the gut, and he is blasted. And a flag flies. We've got more laundry on the field. Multiple flags. John Carr, number 40, absolutely blasted Harnish, and I think it's going to be a hit in the head. Here comes Harnish, and there's a hit in the head, no doubt about it.
Oh. That is an excellent call, and I really like the attention to detail that we've seen across the country by officials when it comes to people going after another player's, hitting him in the head in that type of situation. It's about time.
Harnish has some time, throws, finds Kyle Scarb, makes a man miss, and he'll be knocked out of bounds. Scarb, number 34, makes the catch. Nick Ballore, number 43, in on the stop.
We're talking about concussions, a big hot topic now in the National Football League,
right.
And well, it should be.
Tell you what, Chandler Harnish a tough kid because he got blasted.
Let me just say this.
There's no place for the hit that you just saw 2 plays ago.
I've been waiting all day to
John
call
Carr.
Kyle Scarab's number. And today I'm awarding him the Pete Banaszak Award, fullback award. Pete Banaszak of the old Oakland Raiders, number 40. And that's who I like in Scarab too. Remember, David, Banaszak rolled the ball forward to Casper, and Casper, the great tight end of the Oakland Raiders, under John Madden, takes the football into the end zone. This is my guy, Kyle Scarab. You gave me a little bit of bad time about him earlier today. I was waiting for his number.
I met his parents recently. Very nice people. They said, boy, you guys are tremendous to our son. Triple I set. Handoff Spann on 3rd and 1, and he will not come up with it.
John Williams, good pursuit, good pad level. And again, I mentioned great job of redirecting and coming back to the football.
4th down, the Huskies 1 of 6 now on 3rd down. Not a very good percentage of getting it done on 3rd down.
It's amazing all this knowledge I have, David, about Pete Banaszak.
Exactly.
My favorite guy. He was my favorite player. Played at Tampa. He no longer plays football.
Snap, set, field goal is good. Huskies have taken the lead. It is 9-7, 2:44 to go. 2nd quarter. But again, the Huskies drive it into the red zone, and they cannot convert a touchdown.
I like the enthusiasm by the Chippewa defensive staff, holding Northern Illinois to 3 points in that situation, congratulating their guys as they come off the field. That's a big stop, 3 points albeit, but that's a big stop, especially with the momentum. And again, and I know you have to mix it up offensively. You know, you got to get into that balance situation. But when you're grinding it out, and you've got your offensive linemen in that mentality, that run mentality, keep running that football. Keep running that football. Run those ISOs. Get Harnish involved in a little bit of a draw play here and there. And then, gosh knows, Chad Spann, on and on and on. Rhythm, rhythm, rhythm.
6 plays, 27 yards. The NIU scoring drive took 2:28 off the clock. Klomovsky, a 24-yarder, his 3rd field goal of the day. Valtori Showers and Keto Pobla, the deep men for the Chippewas, who now trail 9-7. High driving kick. Showers has it. Juggles it, and he will be knocked down right about the 24-yard line. He nearly lost a handle on that thing.
Well, what we see there from the Northern Illinois kickoff team is great discipline. Everybody in their lane, not giving that lateral crease in their pursuit and letting the return man hit that lateral crease and get upfield. Everybody in their lane, you get to that certain point where everybody starts to identify where the ball is, and then they converge on the football. Well-coached special teams.
Dan Edom made the tackle for the Huskies in kick coverage. 2:40 to go. 2nd quarter. You're watching college football on Comcast Sportsnet. I'm David Kaplan, Bob Kamel, our analyst, Jim Blaney on the sidelines, and our great crew here in DeKalb. And another solid run. I'll tell you what, Central Michigan, for a team that everyone says is going to pass, Carl Volney has made men miss and has really kept his legs moving and has been solid on the ground for them. Patrick George, Devon Butler in on the stop.
Mike Cummings, the offensive coordinator for the Chippewas, doing a great job of mixing up his play calling.
Volney, 7 carries, 56 yards. Radcliffe throws, finds Cody Wilson, and he's dropped in his tracks by Patrick George.
Patrick George, formerly of the Gordon Tech Rams.
There you go.
In the Chicago Catholic League.
Isn't that where former Northern Illinois linebacker Ron DeLisi went?
Ron DeLisi, Pat McAvoy, Tommy Klein, Howie Infante, all Gordon Tech guys.
Volney slips, Jake Kaufman right there to drag him to the turf.
Remember one thing, all those guys played for a legendary football coach in the person of Coach Winecki over at Gordon.
Right, my stepson Garrett Laflamme at Deerfield.
Gain of 2 yards.
Steve Wienecke is his head coach. And Tom, the legendary coach, was the assistant till this year. He just retired. Wienecke family, good football family.
Good football family. Tom Wienecke, not only a great coach, a great man and a great influence on a lot of young lives through the years.
Cody Wilson makes the catch, and it'll take 3 red shirts to get him to the ground. Tommy Davis finished him off, but that will move the sticks for Central Michigan. Clock at $1:15.
I really like the way Cody Wilson runs routes. That's just a fundamental seam route. In other words, he's trying to find that spot between the zones, whether it's the zone, outside zone, the over zone, the under zone. He finds that spot and just sits in there.
Radcliffe looking, throws, finds Cody Wilson, makes a man miss, is going to pick up 5 more yards, and he gets out of bounds.
You know, a corner on that type of play, use the sideline. Make the sideline your helper. Right here, don't come outside, come inside, take him inside out and drive him to the sideline. You know, I say defense is knowing where your help is at. I want to know where I'm going to make that tackle. What leverage am I going to use? Where's my help going to come from if I do miss the tackle?
Radcliffe hands it off to Volney on the delay. Volney up the gut, picks his way to the 30-yard line. Clock at 51.6. Devon Butler, number 9, in on the stop. Devon Butler, another Florida kid. Pembroke Pines, Florida, his hometown. Clock rolling. We're dripping towards 40 seconds. First half. Huskies 9-7 over the Chippewas of Central Michigan. Radcliffe goes down the field, finds his man, and he will not get out of bounds. Smith made the tackle. Harris made the catch. Timeout, Central Michigan.
Central had all 3 timeouts remaining. They have 2 timeouts right now. They're in good shape right here. This is where you start, you know, you have to be patient. This is where, you know, it doesn't have to be fast strike. They do have time. They do have 2 timeouts left. Good play calling. Determine what you do. Maybe call 2 plays on the sideline. And again, as I mentioned, Mike Cummings, the offensive coordinator for the Chips, doing a great job of mixing it up.
Take a look again at halftime, Bob. Coming up, we're going to cover some of the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. It's Hall of Fame weekend here in DeKalb. And then Jim Blaney will talk with Northern Illinois basketball coach Ricardo Patton. Bob and I will be back for first half highlights and statistics. And then we'll have second half action, the Huskies and the Chippewas from DeKalb.
What about this Husky basketball program right now, David?
This is a big year for Ricardo Patton. He's had a chance now to get some of his recruits in here. We've got a great place to play in the Convo. It's a big season. They really need to take a step this year. Radcliffe looking, goes down the field, and it is intercepted. Intercepted. Patrick, was that Patrick George who got it? No, Tyrone Clark. His second interception in what, 2 minutes?
I will tell you, David, that is one of the most heads-up plays that I have seen in a long time by a linebacker. Puts it up in the air, perfectly timed. David, that's the same deal you basketball experts talk about. You know, the timing of the leap, the timing of the jump. Talk about athletics. Wow, I mean, that's a big-time play.
How about that? Another pick for Tyrone Clark. That was a big-time athletic play.
Huge, and I'll tell you what even makes it bigger from a psychological standpoint of going in at the half after having made that play.
All right, your thoughts on what you saw in the first half here from Northern Illinois. They did not get the ball in the end zone, but they did dominate play in terms of getting 3 scoring opportunities and getting 3 field goals.
Well, David, I agree with you. The one thing I from a disagreement standpoint, I would say is to get out of rhythm and start to throw the football, those fades into the end zone and that. I would have liked to seen Coach Kill stay with the running game and continue to, again, I can't emphasize, you know, just that rhythm. And, you know, and David, give Central Michigan's defense an awful lot of credit. The other thing from Central Michigan, Ryan Radcliffe, stout. He stands in there stout. He sees the whole field. Great job.
All right, we are headed to break. Halftime has come. The Huskies lead the Chippewas 9-7.
Advance your career with an MBA from Northern Illinois University.
I was able to balance my MBA with my professional life as well as my personal life. And best of all, NIU's MBA program is AACSB accredited and affordable.
I was impressed with the knowledge and experience of the professors, and the program provided me with a well-rounded business education. The affordability and convenient locations made my decision easy, and it made my MBA a reality.
Designed for the working professional, the MBA program at Northern Illinois University. Jumpstart your career today.
Larry English, you were just selected in the first round by San Diego in the Pro Football Draft. Where are you going to go?
I'm going to Fatty's.
Fatty's Pub and Grill in DeKalb is your official NIU pre- and post-game headquarters. Whether you're catching a game on our high-definition big screens or enjoying some of our famous grilled food in our beer garden, Fatty's is the place to be. It's all at Fatty's Pub and Grill, located just south of Husky Stadium on West Lincoln Highway in DeKalb.
Tonight,
the puck drops on CSN.
Tune in for a division clash as the Hawks battle the Jackets at the UC. Coverage begins at 7 with Chevy Blackhawks pregame live. Blackhawks, Blue Jackets, tonight at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend.
To help avoid dental problems, my dentist gives me ACT Restoring Mouthwash.
ACT kills germs, restores minerals, strengthens enamel. ACT Restoring. For strong teeth, act now. And try New ACT, featuring SpongeBob SquarePants for 40% less cavities.
Go with the brand that gets results, with strong roots and strong stocks for performance you can take to the bin. Go with industry-leading DeKalb genetics and proven Genuity trait technology, letting you get more from every acre. Go all season strong. Go with DeKalb.
Bob's a little PO'd. New family moved in down the block from San Fran, and they got an NFL Sunday ticket to watch them 49ers every week. But that's no excuse not to be neighborly. I brought him over a party platter this morning.
You're very tolerant, Lorraine.
Watch your favorite team wherever you live. Upgrade to NFL Sunday Ticket today.
Halftime on Comcast Sportsnet is presented to you by Northern Illinois University. The power of education, the power of NIU.
Halftime here in DeKalb, where Northern Illinois is leading Central Michigan by a score of 9-7. And of course, we're talking about football today, but we want to remind you that tickets for Husky basketball are on sale now. New for this year, fans can purchase a Husky Value Pack, which gets them 10 general admission tickets for any 2010-11 regular season Husky men's or women's home game for just $30. For more information, visit NIUHuskies.com. And we are joined down on the field at halftime by the Northern Illinois men's basketball coach, Ricardo Patton. Little scrimmage today, huh? From what we understand.
The first inter-squad scrimmage today, and we've only been practicing a week. We had some preseason stuff that we did, but overall the guys did a pretty nice job. They're playing extremely hard.
What's it like at this time of year for not only you, but for your players as well? Because there's no games to get ready for. It's just pure basketball. Does it get a little tedious and guys want to get out and play somebody? Or is this just a great teaching time where you can really work and prepare for the season?
You know, I think coaches really enjoy this time. We feel as though we don't have enough time to teach everything that we want to get in. But the players want to compete against someone else. They want to test their wares against a foreign opponent, if you will. But we need the time to work out some kinks, get the new guys acquainted and familiar with what we do.
You have a nice balance on your team this year between returning guys and newcomers. It's split about 50-50. As a coach, is that about what you want to see?
Well, I think so. I think the fact that we brought in 2 junior college players, we brought in a freshman point guard, Kyrie Jones, I think is going to be an exciting player. The junior college players are learning how to play at a different pace, a different level. And so it's going to be exciting for those guys when we finally come together and they mesh with the returning guys.
You have a very nice schedule for the season coming up this year. I know Northern has done a great job of working on scheduling more in-state opponents. In your opening game of the year at home against Northwestern, that's a nice game to start start the season off with?
Well, first of all, hats off to Coach Carmody for bringing his team to the Convocation Center, and that's huge for us, for our fans, to open up the season against Northwestern. We play DePaul later in the month, and also we go to Missouri, we go to Iowa State. So we've got a very competitive non-conference schedule. We play Bradley, UIC, Southern Illinois. So that's one of the things we want to do when we first arrived.
Coach, always good to see you. Thanks for your time and good luck this year.
Thank you, Jim.
Ricardo Patton, the head men's basketball coach here at Northern Illinois University. We are at halftime where Northern is leading Central Michigan by a score of 9-7.
Dr. Roger Mayfair understands the importance of humanitarian service. He chose NIU for his undergraduate years. After medical school, he gravitated to DeKalb County again. A general surgeon and former chief of staff at Kishwaukee Community Hospital, Dr. Mayfair traveled to Haiti after the earthquake with his wife Therese, who graduated from NIU with a nursing degree. His start at NIU provided the foundation for a life of medical service, not only in DeKalb, but on the larger world stage. NIU and Kish Hospital, strong ties for a healthy community.
Okay, Hat, are we ready for happy hour?
Ice cream scoops and real milk?
Check.
Whipped cream and cherries?
Check.
Confetti balloons and music?
Hat.
Mike, come on!
What are you up to?
3, 2, 1, happy hour! Smiles happy hour, yeah!
Try a hand-dipped milkshake during half-price happy hour Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 p.m. Great idea, Hat.
I'm flying! Not good.
Steak and Shake. Life needs flavor.
NIU fans, when you enter the Village Commons bookstore, you're entering Husky Country. VCB is the official site for NIU athletics, featuring the NIU Husky logo on a wide range of hats, t-shirts, shorts, sweats, and NIU logo gifts and accessories. Whether you're a student, graduate, or fan of NIU athletics, the Village Commons bookstore is your official Husky headquarters. Visit us at the stadium on game day or at our store in DeKalb at 901 Lucinda or on the web at www.vcbs.com.
What's your idea of financial security?
Financial security. Just protecting the roof over my head.
No matter where you're starting from, Country Financial can help you achieve it.
Retiring when I want to.
Your Country Financial representative can provide you with a tangible plan to protect what you have and plan for the future.
Some kind of safety net for my family.
At Country Financial, we always ask, what's your idea of financial security?
NIU football on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by the NIU College of Business, where the classroom meets the business world. Steak and Shake. DeKalb Public Library celebrating the big read in DeKalb County, bringing reading back. NIU University Bookstore. And Northern Illinois University, the power of education, the power of NIU.
We welcome everybody back to Northern Illinois University. At halftime, Northern Illinois is leading Central Michigan by a score of 9-7. This game has been, quite honestly, a little bit lower scoring than everybody expected coming in, and mainly because of the high-powered Central Michigan offense. After the first series of the game, when the Northern Illinois defense came off the field, they were told by their coaches, look, you know where Radcliffe is going to be. Get there, and if you don't get there, make sure you get your hands up in the air. Northern Illinois had a key sack down near the goal line that resulted in great field position, and then right before halftime, the Huskies were able to come up with an interception because while they were putting pressure on Radcliffe, the guys who couldn't get there got their hands in the air and were able to tip the ball up and make a deflection, and Northern Illinois was able to end the half by taking a knee and going to the locker room with a 9-7 lead at halftime. Halftime is proceeding here at Northern Illinois University. This is Hall of Fame weekend here at NIU. And coming up in just a few moments, they'll be bringing out the inductees to the 2011 Hall of Fame class here at Northern Illinois University. And in just a few moments, we'll be going to the PA announcer, Chris Toltzman, and we'll listen in on some of the former athletes here at NIU who are getting honored here at halftime. They include TJ Lux from NIU men's basketball, played in the late 1990s. He's Northern's all-time leading scorer. Baseball player Jay Graziano, Tom O'Neill, who you heard David Kaplan talk about during the course of the first half, and Martha Unger-Grace from women's gymnastics. Let's go now to the PA announcer here at Husky Stadium, Chris Toltzman.
Associate Vice President and Director of Athletics Jeff Comfer, and Hall of Fame Selection Committee Chair Bill Finucane. We begin with the 1978-79 NIU men's gymnastics team, which stormed through the dual meet season undefeated and took third place as host of the 1979 NCAA Mid-East Regional. As a result, Chuck Ehrlich was named Mid-East Coach of the Year, and a program record 7 Huskies qualified for Nationals. 3 Huskies earned All-American honors for the second straight year at Nationals, and 2 were crowned as national champions. The best team in NIU men's gymnastics history was led by head coach Chuck Ehrlich, along with graduate assistant coach Mike Heiberger and student assistant coach Larry Lampasonen. The letter winners in this famed team were Dave Abramson, Fred Bista, pommel horse national champion and All-American Mike Burke, Mark Bussey, Kevin Collins, All-American Mark Goodson, Brett Grigas, Still Rings national champion and All-American Kirk Mango, Tim Olson, Steve Phillips, Neil Schur, Mark Teetree, Dave Vraney, Terry White, and Brian Wittick. Ladies and gentlemen, your 1978-79 NIU men's gymnastics team. Unable to attend today, our first individual fronted the NIU baseball offense from 74 to 75, ending his career ranked second all-time at NIU in batting average and slugging percentage. In 1975, the two-time All-Mid-American Conference selected earned an all-region nod as he became the MAC's first player to win the Triple Crown, a feat only 4 other players have accomplished. Ladies and gentlemen, from Lombard, Illinois, Jay Graziano. Our next individual in this year's class was a member of the 1966-68 NIU baseball team and went on to become an outstanding NCAA Division I men's basketball official. Since 1977, he has worked in nearly every major conference across the country. In each of the last 6 seasons, he has officiated over 100 games a year. He has refereed in the NCAA tournament 24 times, which has been done by only a handful of officials. Along the way, he has officiated 4 Final Fours and milestone wins for legendary coaches Homer Drew, Denny Crum, and Jim Boeheim, along with Bob Knight. On November 30th, 2001, he and his sons, Tom Jr. and Rick, became the first family trio to officiate an NCAA basketball game as they worked the Marquette-Houston Baptist contest in Milwaukee. Ladies and gentlemen, from Blue Island, Illinois, Tom O'Neill. Our next individual led the 1987 through 91 women's gymnastics teams and is the first NIU gymnast to be a 4-time NCAA regional participant. Only one other Husky has repeated the feat since. The 2-time NIU Most Valuable Performer set 4 school records in her career and was a key member of a 22-1 Husky squad that made the school's first NCAA regional appearance as a team in 1991. Ladies and gentlemen, from Greenbelt, Maryland, Martha Unger. Our final individual captained the NIU men's basketball teams from 1995 through 2000 and is the program's only player to earn all-district and all-conference honors 4 times. In 2000, the three-time academic All-American was named COSIDA Academic All-American of the Year and earned the Playboy Anson Mount Scholar Athlete Award. He goes into the Hall of Fame as the NIU career record holder for points, rebounds, and double-doubles. He also ranks second in field goals made and blocked shots, third in free throws made and games played, and fifth in steals. The 1995 Mid-Continent Conference Newcomer of the Year was also the top scorer and rebounder on NIU's third team to make the NCAA tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, from Maryville, Indiana, TJ Lux. How about one more hand for your NIU Hall of Fame class of 2010?
What's your 2:30 feeling like?
Sometimes my whole day is a 2:30 feeling. Get home from one job, start my second job, and I'm running on empty. So I turned to 5-Hour Energy. I was a little nervous at first, but my husband kept talking about how great 5-Hour Energy was. 0 sugar, only 4 calories. So I finally tried it. For once, he was right.
Told you so.
For both my jobs, I count on 5-Hour Energy.
5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now. No 2:30 feeling later.
For a limited time, get free flooring installation for your entire home. Plus, get free financing, free pad upgrade, free flooring removal, and free measuring. With Luna, there's more to love for less.
773-202 Luna.
Taco Bell's new XXL Chalupa. Double the beef, loads of nacho cheese sauce, and tons of toppings in a monster chalupa shell. It's so big, you better call in a closer.
Don't worry, kid. I got it.
Go get him, Mo. Think outside the bun.
Halftime here in DeKalb, the Huskies clinging to a 9-7 lead on 3 field goals. David Kaplan, Bob Kamel with you. An interesting first half. Huskies couldn't get it in the end zone. They did convert 3 field goals, but their defense led by, as you said to me a little while ago, first half MVP Tyrone Clark was stout.
I don't think there's any question. If we're going to pick a halftime player of the game, it has to be this guy. Talk about 2 heads-up plays. Both of those interceptions were phenomenal. I mean, just the fact that he was able to time that jump, tip the ball up in the air, then catch the football and take off downfield with it. Great job of athleticism. You know, right here, one of the things early on in the game, the turnovers. And the Huskies come downfield, kick a field goal, capitalize on it, and get 3 points.
And then here's Keto Pobla, an 11-yard touchdown catch. Real nice job to make one man miss. Real good job here by Palmer. A 28-yard gain put the Huskies in business. We thought they'd get it in the end zone. They didn't. But here's one of the first 2 that Tyrone Clark had.
Well, you know, this is not only great athleticism, this is total team defense. And, you know, and that's what it's all about, David, playing team defense. What a play right there. I mean, that, you know, for you basketball guys, that's timing that rebound perfectly.
That was right before the end of the half when it looked like Central Michigan may take the lead back. Take a look at the statistical breakdown. Rush yards, dead even. Passing yards go Central's way, total yards Central's way. Third down conversions, a huge factor. 4 of 6 to 1 of 6, but it's balanced out by 3-0 in turnovers.
I don't think there's any question. Turnovers, comeback play, disciplined football. The one thing we didn't talk about in the pregame was the Central Michigan defense. They have come to play.
They have. They've stepped up. We got a real good football game. 9-7 at the break. Who's going to have the advantage in the second half? You got to tune in to watch. We'll be right back in the second half.
Ralph de la Vega arrived in the U.S. as a 10-year-old Cuban exile with nothing but the will to succeed.
My NIU MBA helped me to achieve my dreams and my goals.
As a child, Gloria Coco was inspired by the way her father served society by practicing law.
My NIU law degree allowed me to do the same as a lawyer and as a judge.
Come experience the power of NIU at our Veterans Day open house, Thursday, November 11th.
Cold drinks. Great food. O'Leary's has it. A place full of people you know and people you're about to meet. Friends and future friends. So pull up a chair, grab a drink and dig in. You're at O'Leary's in downtown DeKalb. Welcome home.
Hey, Husky fans, shop online for all the latest Husky merchandise at naubookstore.niu.edu. We carry the best brands: Gear, Jansport, Russell, Vantage, Zephyr, and more. Shop any of our 3 locations: the Home Student Center, the Convocation Center, and our newest location at the Barcema Alumni and Visitor Center. Open 3 hours before game time for every home game. For the best Husky gear selection and prices, stop by today or shop online at niubookstore.niu.edu. That's niubookstore.niu.edu.
If you're in a financial crisis, we urge you do not work with a debt counselor. 75% of all debt consolidation plans fail. They negatively affect your credit score. They don't stop creditor harassment, and their fees are usually 3 times that of a bankruptcy attorney. The truth is, choosing bankruptcy is a better alternative. Over 95% of Chapter 7 clients end up debt-free, and most people can actually improve their credit scores over time. Just go online to LegalHelpers.com or call 888-7-HELP-US for a free consultation.
How durable is Quaker State? We just tested Quaker State motor oil that had driven thousands of miles in New York City taxis. And even when it was ready to be replaced, that used Quaker State still passed the wear protection, rust protection, and viscosity retention tests for brand new oil. Extra protection when you need it most. That's Quaker State. Real, durable oil.
All right, Brett Hartman's going to put it back in play. And we've got Ricky Kreider deep, along with Jasmine Hopkins. We are ready for the second half of action on a Hall of Fame weekend here in DeKalb. 9-7. NIU leads Central Michigan, and the Huskies will have the football first. Kick's going to come down right around the 10, and it is going to go out of bounds. Flag flies, and the Huskies will have good field position. Bob Kamel.
58 yards wide, and you can't keep the football in play.
It would drive me crazy.
Kicking team. That's a 30-yard penalty. The ball will be placed at the 40-yard line. First down.
30-yard penalty. They will place it at the 40-yard line. Wow. Let's go to Jim Blaney with Jerry Kill moments ago.
All right, Coach, your defense bailed you out with some big turnovers and a big sack. They're making big plays, and that's really what you have to do against an offense like this, right? You have to be patient on defense?
No question. Our defense has done a good job. We've had scoring opportunities on offense, but we made some mistakes. So we got to clean up those mistakes, and we need to take advantage of the opportunities that are given us.
Third down has been a problem on offense. What do you do to correct that in the second half?
Just go back and get consistent in what we're doing. We've been a good offensive football team and make a play or two.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jim, and thank you, Coach. We just ran our first play here of the second half. Chandler Harnish on a bootleg picked up. They'll call it 2 2nd and 8. We're going to talk with Tom O'Neill, one of the finest college basketball officials in the country. Just went into the NIU Hall of Fame. He'll join us in just a moment. Harnish to the air, throws, finds his man, and that will be enough to move the sticks for a Northern Illinois first down. Willie Clark made the catch. Avery Cunningham, number 36, rolled over and made the tackle. Tom O'Neill is with us. David Kaplan, Bob Kamel. Tom, congratulations going into the NIU Hall of Fame. It's got to be a great feeling.
Thank you very much. Yes, it really was. Great surprise and a great honor.
Now, you also will Spann on the carry. You have called the Final Four, the national championships. You've been around all of that. How much fun is it to deal with the Bob Knights of the world, the Coach K's? You've called them all.
Yeah, some nights it's a lot of fun, and other nights it's torture. But
exactly.
Most of the time it's pretty neat. Yeah, they're great people.
Working as an official, you're on the road a ton. You do over 100 games a year. It's not an easy lifestyle at times.
No, it's not. No, you have to pace yourself and make sure that you make your flights, obviously.
Spann will pick his way near another first down, and I believe he's got it. Boy, the facilities have changed a bit since you were an athlete here.
Absolutely, yeah. I used to live right across the street here, right behind the scoreboard there.
How about that?
Yeah.
What year did you get out?
I got out in 68.
68, so it's been quite a while.
It's been a long time, yeah.
When you entered officiating, was there someone that mentored you or someone that you emulated, someone you looked up to as an official?
Yeah, an old Big Ten referee by the name of Kevin Donnelly was like my godfather. I mean, he really took care of me. He got me started in Division I.
Lynch rolls out of the Wildcat formation. 3 white shirts will drag him down. Jordan Lynch picks his way, may have gained 2, maybe. 12:47 to go, third quarter, 9-7 Huskies. As you walk around campus, things have changed a lot. What's your thoughts about Northern?
It's really, I mean, it's just gotten to be a big-time major college campus and athletic program. And you know, I got my start here in officiating, too. I used to work in the murals here for $3 a game. It was
$3 a game.
I got chased off the court every game.
See, probably got more grief than you do from night.
Oh, twice as much.
Spann makes a man miss, and he is cut down at the 34-yard line. How many years of officiating for you now?
This will be my 34th.
34 years.
Yeah, Division I, 1 year in the NBA.
And you're a native of Blue Island, Illinois.
Well, I grew up in Calumet Park, but I went to Blue Island High School.
You went to Blue Island High School.
Yeah, I live in Tinley Park now.
Now, you said 1 year in the NBA. You like college better, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why?
Well, I can dictate I can dictate my schedule a little bit better. I get along better with the bosses.
There you go.
And
Landon Cox makes the catch, and that will be enough for another Northern Illinois first down. I remember doing a game with Tom, I think at Dayton. Benches emptied. If you think back, I think.
That was quite a while ago.
Yeah, that was way back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Way back in the day. There's always something going on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been exciting. It's been the greatest thrill. It's the greatest profession that you could think of. I love it.
Huskies 1st and 10 at the Central Michigan 28-yard line. Harnish hands to Spann, and he will go nowhere. May have gained a yard, maybe. Did you have fun at the Hall of Fame dinner last night?
It was awesome. It was great. Saw some people I went to school with, and here at Northern, it was just very, very well run.
Now, who were your coaches when you were here?
The head coach was a guy named Tommy Meyer, and the assistant coach was Dave Mason.
Dave Mason.
And who's my host, has been taking me around all
Dave
weekend.
very well. Good man.
And he told me to tell you hello, too.
Yeah,
I just left him downstairs.
Tell him hello. Yeah, good man.
Oh, great guy.
So really good people. Well, I was really excited when I saw my schedule. I was doing this game, and that you were going into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I said, oh.
Harnish drops, looks, goes down the field, and it's dropped. He had his man, and it is dropped by Nathan Palmer. He threw into double coverage, Bobby, but he had his man.
Well, he threw the football. There's a small window there. But watch Palmer look upfield just that quickly. You have to look that football all the way in. And I mean ever so slightly to take your eyes off the football. That was a magnificent throw. We talk about the window. That window there was about 2 yards wide. Boom. Great throw.
Huskies 2 of 7 on 3rd down. Big 3rd down right here. Palmer, the man in motion. Harnish looking, flushed, and he will throw it to the ground. He was outside the tackle box. It is not intentional grounding. It'll bring up a 4th down and 9. When do you get started with college basketball officiating?
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah, they're dedicating the gym floor at Valparaiso to Homer Drew. And myself and my 2 sons are going to work the game.
How about that?
Yeah.
That had to be one of the great thrills of your career. The Final Fours included, to work with your 2 sons.
The top thrill of my career. Trust me.
Unbelievable.
It meant more to me than anything.
All right, here we go. This would be the 4th field goal of the day for Klimovsky. This one, more challenging. 45 yards into the wind. It's got the distance. It is no good.
Wide right.
Just missed it. Had the distance. Well, Tommy, we thank you for coming up and joining us. Congratulations on the Hall of Fame honor. We'll take a timeout. Huskies 9-7 over the Chippewas. Be right back on CSN.
Advance your career with an MBA from Northern Illinois University.
I was able to balance my MBA with my professional life as well as my personal life. And best of all, NIU's MBA program is AACSB accredited and affordable.
I was impressed with the knowledge and experience of the professors, and the program provided me with a well-rounded business education. The affordability and convenient locations made my decision easy, and it made my MBA a reality.
Designed for the working professional, the MBA program at Northern Illinois University. Jumpstart your career today.
Our breakout session is going to be great. Got the Gecko t-shirt, 4 million drivers switched. Gecko water bottle, notebook, chamois.
Sir, I feel a little bit uncomfortable with all this. I mean, it's not about me. It should be about how Geico's the third largest car insurance company in the nation. Things like that.
Oh, of course. We're not going to get carried away.
Yeah, all right. As long as we don't overdo it.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The NIU University Bookstore section of the game is Section E, Row 52, the NIU reunion of the Northern Television Center TV8 News team. I used to watch TV8 News when I lived here. For all of your Husky gear, head to the NIU University Bookstore. Enjoy your reunion, gang. Thank you to Tom O'Neill for coming up and spending a couple minutes with us. He is a big-time college basketball official, and I remember I was doing a game Indiana was playing. Coach Knight was not happy with Mr. O'Neill, and Tom did not take any guff. He does not let those legends get away with anything. All right, here we go. Back to action. 10:30 left, third quarter. Ball at the 27 for Central. Huskies lead 9-7. Northern Illinois has not allowed a point in the second half the last 2 football games. Volney dragged down. Short of the line of scrimmage, it'll be a loss of maybe 2.
You know, one of the things, when you have a team that is pass-oriented, and you start to get into a running game mode, it really takes some of those offensive linemen out of their comfort zone. Right. And vice versa. If you have a running team and you're starting to throw the football, all of a sudden now we're sitting back and being a little bit more passive.
Darren Keaton, 6'3", 301, a right guard, is not dressed today, so they had to mix and match along the line, and that made it a little bit more difficult. Good throw by Radcliffe. Keto Pobla makes the catch. You know, it's Patrick George makes the hit.
The obvious qualities that we see in wide receivers are the ability to catch the football. I mean, that goes without saying. One of the things that's often overlooked, and a lot of times at the collegiate level, is the wide receiver's ability to recognize coverages. This Keto Pobla, he seems to find that soft spot in the zone and knows right where to settle it.
Third and 3.
Receiver.
Radcliffe. Straight drop, looks, throws, fires, it's knocked away. Outstanding coverage by Devon Butler, the linebacker. He had him absolutely blanketed.
Operative term, linebacker. You've got a linebacker there in coverage. That's why when Radcliffe went back, he looks from left to right, right to left. Where's my mismatch? Obviously, he's looking at a linebacker rather than a corner or a safety.
And they will punt the football away. So Northern Illinois is going to get the football back. Brett Hartman's boot down the field. Huskies have the football back. Perez Ashford makes a man miss. Now makes another man miss. And finally is hit. Now the yellow flies. Let's see what the penalty is. I believe it's going to be against the Huskies. The Central players are clapping. Let's see if there's an illegal block in the back.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 23. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, timeout.
Kyrie Daniels will be caught blocking in the back. Will take a timeout. We come back. Huskies go on the attack, leading by 2.
the brand that gets results with strong roots and strong stocks for performance you can take to the bin. Go with industry-leading DeKalb genetics and proven Genuity trait technology, letting you get more from every acre. Go all season strong. Go with DeKalb.
You want amazing? You need NBA League Pass. Amazing can happen any night, so you better watch.
NBA League Pass delivers the most NBA with more ways to follow your favorites.
Watch your favorite teams, your favorite players, wherever you are.
Sign up now for the best deal of the season.
If you love basketball, you need NBA League Pass.
For a limited time, get the early bird offer on NBA League Pass on DirecTV. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or go to directv.com/NBA.
Remax Catherine Gannon's listing of the game is 813 Alden in Sycamore. This expansive 4 to 5 bedroom home, 3,400 square feet, located in the heart of Husky country. For more information on this listing and other listings, visit CatherineGannon.net.
Jeff, I think you have a real estate license. That was outstanding.
Thank you. Thank you. I got my real estate license, my law degree, and I'm working on my med school degree.
That's just what I'd like to do, is to walk into a doctor's office and see you.
I had a 34 on my ACT. I took it twice, and they let me add the two scores together. Here we go. Chandler Harnish swings it out to Nathan Palmer, and he is thrown down out of bounds after a gain of, let's call it 3 yards. To bring up a 2nd and 7. John Carr, the man who had the hit to the head earlier in the game. As soon as he threw him down, he put his hands up. Hey, that wasn't a late hit out of bounds. I was clean. Yes, you were, son.
I don't think it's a very good idea. I think putting your hands up in that way is like almost admitting guilt. Picture book tackle by a day.
In on the tackle, Jaleel Adai.
Chandler, keep your feet on the ground. Lower your shoulder.
Marks out, Flayhive in. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short.
Huge play, David. Huge play.
3rd and about a yard.
3rd down and 1 for the Huskies.
Going right to Chad Spann.
Actually, Chad Spann is resting. Cameron Bell is now in, and they hand it to him, and Bell moves the chains. First down.
There you go. Well, again, help our offensive lineman. I have faith in you. Impart your will upon the defensive lineman, and let's move these chains. Got to have a lot of resolve, David, when you're an offensive lineman.
Bell stays in as the single back. Flayhive, the motion man. Harnish is going to keep it himself. Harnish, a big gain. Just across midfield, move the sticks. First down, Northern Illinois. Jahiel Adai made the tackle.
You take college football teams that run similar offenses.
It's a gain of 17
quarterback is
yards
not
on the run for another Husky.
Really have no deception. This Chandler Harnish, David, we've watched this young guy over the past couple of years and continues to impress me.
He has rushed for 40 yards already today. Harnish hands off to Bell. Makes a man miss. Bell breaks the tackle. Bell up the sideline. Bell dragged out inside the 20-yard line. Vince Agnew saved a touchdown, but that's a big gain for Cameron Bell.
30 yards for another Husky.
30 yards on that one. Real nice job to break the tackle. Real good hustle play, too, by Agnew, because he had a shot at him there, and then he's the man that tracked him down. So he never quit on the play, Bob.
I've got to give Keith Otis, number 68, 6'4", 324-pound junior out of Harvard High School. Big block at the point of attack.
Handoff, Chad Spann. Chad Spann rips off a gain of about 6.
David, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. And I don't want to be redundant, but rhythm. Those offensive linemen, they're getting a push off the ball. And when you get into that type of a mode, and you see it right there, and again, Joe Pollock pulling around. They block down, bring Pollock around, pulls out, gets the linebacker. Doesn't need to knock him down. Just get a piece and let Spann make a cut off the block.
Handoff, Spann cuts it back inside. Spann to the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Northern Illinois.
He takes that football to the outside. He plants his right foot and comes back. That defensive pursuit of Central Michigan, over pursuit. Watch him put his foot in the ground right there. Now bring it right back. And a great burst. This young guy's a great back. And I'll tell you, he took what the defense gave that time. That sense of that over pursuit and to put your foot in the ground and then bring it back. But I will tell you this, you take Otis, you take Pollock, those guys continue to block. They sustain their blocks. And just a hat on a hat.
Snap, set, PAT, perfect. The Huskies tack on the extra point, and they've got a 16-7, 9-point lead. 5:44 to go in the third.
Advance your career with an MBA from Northern Illinois University.
I was able to balance my MBA with my professional life as well as my personal life. And best of all, NIU's MBA program is AACSB accredited and affordable.
I was impressed with the knowledge and experience of the professors, and the program provided me with a well-rounded business education. The affordability and convenient locations made my decision easy, and it made my MBA a reality.
Designed for the working professional, the MBA program at Northern Illinois University. Jumpstart your career today.
Cold drinks. Great food. O'Leary's has it. A place full of people you know and people you're about to meet. Friends and future friends. So pull up a chair. Grab a drink and dig in. You're at O'Leary's in downtown DeKalb. Welcome home.
Welcome back to NIU Husky football, presented by the NIU College of Business, where the classroom meets the business world. For the latest news, information, and events at NIU, check out NIU Today. It's your guide to what's going on at Northern Illinois University today and every day. That's NIU Today, online at today.niu.edu. Nice crowd on hand. The weather cleared after some menacing rainstorms. Scared my partner on his drive up here today.
Menacing?
They were menacing.
They were menacing. It is a beautiful day. I mean, this is Midwestern football, Mid-American Conference. I mean, on and on. It just doesn't get any better. I mean, and if you're in the Chicago area, you love college football. The value of the dollar in the Mid-American Conference coming out here to DeKalb, Illinois, it can't be beat, David. And
a lot of fun out here.
Oh, and the product that Jerry Kill has put on the field after 3 short years.
There's the kick. It will come down right about the 10-yard line. And Central Michigan's going to have an opportunity for real good field position. A gang of red shirts will knock Zurton Tipton out of bounds. We haven't seen him back in kick coverage today, or kick return, but he's the man that made the catch and brought it out right near the 40-yard line. They're going to spot it at the 38. Let's go to Jim Blaney on the sidelines. Jimbo?
David, there's been some interesting back and forth between the Northern Illinois and offense and defense in the last couple of series. Before the touchdown, the NIU defense told the offense, look, we got your back. We know you're having a little bit of problem, but we got you. And then after the offense scored the touchdown and came off, the defenders were high-fiving the offensive guys coming off.
All right, so we've got good chemistry out there on the Husky sideline. Cody Wilson makes the catch. He's run out of bounds by Kuba and Davis.
Nice block out there by Keto Pobla.
Keto Pobla is a complete wide receiver.
He really is. As I mentioned before, David, when I was on the field before the game, I said to myself, this is one impressive-looking young man. And he's done it all. I mean, he's found the soft, made catches. That block that he just threw was outstanding.
Hand off to Tipton, picking his way, runs right into Sobel and a gang of red shirts. Mike Krause and company, Alex Kuba, and they drag him to the turf. But that is enough to move the sticks for a CMU first down, and they are in Husky territory.
This is where offensive coordinators have to have that mindset. You have to stay with the things that you've done successfully. Don't try to do it too quick. Stay with your game plan.
Look at those second half rushing numbers. 96-11 for the Huskies. Zerton Tipton nearly broke a tackle, would have picked up 4 or 5 more, but he's grabbed around the ankle and knocked down at the 45-yard line. 2nd and 7.
From the 45 of NIU.
Again, we thank you for joining us here on Comcast Sportsnet for Northern Illinois Husky football. Radcliffe drops back, looks, goes down the field, incomplete. Overthrew Keto Pobla. He got a paw on it, couldn't bring it in.
You know, credit Tracy Clays, the defensive coordinator for Northern Illinois. He has mixed these coverages up. They played some man, they showed disguises. Right there, they were in a 2 deep. Ball was snapped, they jumped into a 3 deep.
Central Michigan, 4 of 7 on 3rd down. This is right in the area of the field where we saw the interception right before the half from our man Tyrone Clark, who has 2 today, both on tips. Radcliffe looks, throws, finds Cody Wilson, and he is going to be really, really close. I think he's going to come up short. I really do. I don't think he got to the sticks.
He is short.
Yep, they are going to spot him short. That's his 8th catch of the day for Cody Wilson.
Good 4th down call here. I like going
4th and about a yard. Timeout, Central Michigan. Their first of the second half.
You know, come out, don't like what they see defensively, come back, call a timeout. Good use of a timeout, I think. I mean, it's a critical 4th down play.
Tonight, the Blackhawks, one of my favorite teams, back at the Madhouse on Madison to battle the Blue Jackets from Columbus. Tune in for a divisional showdown in Chicago. Coverage begins at 7 at Chevy. Blackhawks, pregame live. Don't miss Blackhawks, Blue Jackets. Tonight at 7, good way to start your Saturday night. A Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
David, am I correct in understanding that Bobby Hall and Stan Mikita did get championship rings?
Absolutely. I had Bobby on Chicago Tribune Live yesterday in studio, and he was wearing that unbelievably awesome ring. 400+ diamonds. Here we go. 4th and a yard. They hand it off, tipped it, and he's going nowhere except backwards. The red shirts gang up. Central turns it over on downs. That play had no chance at all.
Watch the acceleration by Jake Kaufman. He gets the initial penetration, and then the pursuit comes in every single direction. There he is, Jake, right there. Pursuit. Yep. Pursuit's the hallmark of any great defense. What is pursuit? It's 11 helmets on the football every time. When Kaufman started upfield, the back had to redirected right into the pursuit.
Kaufman right there, and then Progar came over and cleaned it up, number 95, and he had no chance. Harness keeps it, tucks it, up the gut. Harness in a foot race to the 35.
Chandler Harness, the ball carrier.
Man, this kid is a tough runner.
Wow. I mean, this is all about athleticism, but it's also all about vision.
He's up to 60 yards rushing today.
Look how he sees that crease right there, brings it back. Nice job of securing the football at the end of the run.
Carr and Agnew, the 2 Chippewas that stopped him. 1st and 10, Huskies. Harnish, hands off. Bell picks his way to the 33-yard line. Well, I'll tell you what, a touchdown here puts you in a commanding position for Northern Illinois.
You know, this may sound like an obvious term, but I will tell you this. When that Northern Illinois offensive line gets down, they are a good-looking offensive line. In their stances, the way they come off the football, they are a good-looking offensive line.
Handoff Bell. Bell goes right past his own guy, up the gut, and inside the 20-yard line. We had a clash of helmets, and a Husky helmet came flying off.
Joe Pollock lost his helmet there, and I think it was at the expense of one of his own players.
That was his running back, Bell, who hit him in the head, and I couldn't see the number, and I just saw he road graded his own man. Watch him, bam!
Oh. Did you hear that contact?
How about that? Here we go, first down, handoff to the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Northern Illinois. Chad Spann to the end zone. Husky touchdown, they lead at 22-7.
Outstanding job yet again up front, but an outstanding job by Chad Spann. What happens is there's a term called the PSL, the pre-snap look. Every good running back makes a PSL, a pre-snap look, and starts to get an idea of where the play will declare itself based upon what he feels the leverage will be by his offensive lineman. In other words, on the tackle. If the defensive tackle is aligned inside, the ball's probably going to go to the outside. And just that way. And that comes from playing together over a period of time.
The extra point, is good. 23-7 NIU over CMU. 2:01 to go. Third quarter. That one is a big touchdown.
It's critical right now.
16-point lead.
Central Michigan has to come back and answer the bell.
They have to.
2 minutes left, and basically in the third quarter, this will be a critical possession for Central Michigan. You know, the old story about momentum. The momentum is clearly on the side of the Huskies at this time. You know, David, we were in a football game, and I coached with Coach Holtz at the University of Notre Dame. He said, I'm going to burn a timeout. He called the offensive lineman off the field. And he said, Bob, you take the skill guys. I'm going to talk to these offensive linemen. The guys up in the booth are saying, what's he saying to these guys? He told the offensive lineman, I don't like the way you're lining up. You don't look like an offensive line. To this side of the field, I only want to see the tight end. If he's to this side, I don't want to see the rest of you or the tackle. And he said, now continue to burn these timeouts until we start to come off and look like an offensive line. That's why when I look at Northern Illinois' offensive line, that's why I say that's a good-looking offensive line.
This one's going to come down to Tipton at his 5-yard line. Tipton going to bring it across the 20. Tipton makes a man miss. And a gang of red shirts dragging down, led by Mike Sobel, number 38. And that's where Central Michigan will go on the attack at the 33-yard line.
You know, we haven't seen Radcliffe go deep yet, David. Perhaps maybe on one play, as I recall. He has not yet gone deep.
Well, he's going downwind for another minute 53. If he's going to take that shot, it's now.
Excellent observation. It is time, because in the fourth quarter, he will not have that win.
Tipton, single back set, gets the handoff. Kaufman stands him up, and a number of red shirts finish him off. I think led by number 5, Chris Smith.
No gain.
Again, how often have we called Kaufman's number today?
This guy's a stud.
Well, what they have to do on that side, that left tackle, he needs a little bit of help right there. I mean, whether it's chipping off with a fullback or bringing the tight end to that side, this Kaufman right now is just, as they say, he's in the zone.
Kaufman stays in pass coverage this time, and Sobel there to break it up. Real nice job by Sobel. They were looking for the big tight end. David David Blackburn. There's the throw across, and Sobel gets his arm in there. Nice defensive play, Bob.
He is so fundamentally sound. A lot of guys from that position would have continued across the field. He got his eyes back quickly, saw the ball being thrown. Timing was perfect. Excellent job. Well-coached defensive back.
3rd and 10 at their own 33. Buck 10 left in the third. NIU by 16. Radcliffe looking, throws, and it is intercepted. The Huskies have picked him off for the 3rd time today. This one goes to Chris Smith, number 5. Here's a strong chance for NIU to put this one on ice. They're going to get great field position. Ball was tipped by Kyrie Daniels. And Chris Smith said, thank you very much. And that is the 3rd tip ball for a pick by NIU today.
You coach defense, get everybody running to the football, regardless of the situation, whether it's a fumble, a tip ball, pursuit. Run to the ball, and good things will happen.
Harnish hands it off. Bell right into the line. He'll pick up maybe a yard. To the 45. Clock continues to run. 50 seconds left in the third.
I'll tell you, David, I haven't called this young guy's number today, but number 87, Jason Shepler, the tight end, 6'3", 265, out of Sycamore, Illinois. This young guy will go downfield and block. Very impressive. Gosh, I coached running backs, I coached linebackers, but I'll tell you, one of my favorite positions to coach were the tackles and the tight ends.
Chandler Harnish. Excuse me, that's Jordan Lynch on the Wildcat. Jordan Lynch will move the chains.
I just gave Shepler a call, and he rewards me by collapsing the outside linebacker down inside, taking him down inside. Great job, Jason Shepler. You'd be a lot of fun to coach.
And that will be the final play of the third quarter. NIU in command. They've got the football, a fresh set of downs, and they lead it 23-7 on a very nice football Saturday here on Comcast Sportsnet.
In 1989, Cindy Hempstead Tucker left her home in Canada to pursue her dreams, seeking out NIU's excellence in the classroom, on the athletic field, and to the community. She became a member of the most successful women's gymnastics team in NIU history. Today, she brings that same effort as Director of Rehab Services for Unlimited Performance in Kishwaukee Community Hospital. A part of NIU is with her every day as she delivers the highest level of care at Unlimited Performance. NIU and Kish Hospital, strong ties for a healthy community.
Looking for a complete picture of your money? Meet PNC Virtual Wallet. It comes with a calendar that shows you all your finances at once. It lets you know when your money's going out and when it's coming in. It even tells you when you're running low. We call that danger days. It's built to help you see your money in a whole new light. Experience everything Virtual Wallet has to offer at pncvirtualwallet.com. PNC, for the achiever in us all.
I just love my Max Matson Mitsubishi.
The Mitsubishi Love Machine has everyone loving their Mitsubishi because Max Matson's Love Machine is spewing out thousands of dollars in giant discounts and 0% APR financing or cashback and discounts from $2,500 to $6,000 on new Mitsubishis ranked in the top 3 for reliability. Plus, the Love Machine is giving an additional $1,000 in loyalty cash to those who qualify. Get your share of cash in a new Mitsubishi from Max Matson in Downers Grove and Aurora.
This broadcast at Comcast Sportsnet of Central Michigan versus Northern Illinois, presented by the NIU College of Business, where the classroom meets the business world. Husky fans, mark your calendars for Friday, November 12th, when the NIU men's basketball team opens their regular season at home against Northwestern. Tip-off 8 p.m. at the Convocation Center. It's the Red Sea game, so fans will receive a free red t-shirt while supplies last. For tickets, visit NIUHuskies.com. Let's go to Jim Blaney on the sideline. Jimmy?
David, it's very interesting how things changed for Northern Illinois on the sideline during that third quarter. They were very serious and businesslike, and they knew they were struggling a bit at the start of the third. By the end, the coaches were actually telling the players, look, guys, you got to settle down a little bit. You're playing great, you're being aggressive, but stay within yourselves and don't do something that might result in a 15-yard penalty because you're very close to delivering a knockout blow.
Here we go, 1st and 10 at the 35 of the Chippewas. Scarb the motion man. Hand off to Bell. He'll pick his way for maybe 3, 2.5, 3 yards.
It's a nice problem for Jerry Kill and the staff to have. Settle your guys down. We're about to put these guys away.
Normally you're trying to get them going.
Well, it's such a mental game. You know, and you hear from time to time, and I'm not saying this would happen with either one of these teams, when you hear a team quit, and that's the opposite of what Jerry Kill's going through right now, and I think that's a real credit to Jerry and his staff.
Harnish fakes, rolls, throws, and has his man be short of a first down by about 3 yards. But he finds his man, Martell Moore, before he goes out of bounds. By the way, the rushing numbers in the third quarter, as you watch the throw here, there's the catch, get a foot down. Rushing numbers in the third quarter, NIU 162, Central Michigan 1. 162
Trivia
to 1.
question for you, Cap. Martell Moore, cousin of a great NFL wide receiver.
That would be one Randy Moss.
Nice job, Cappy.
Bell picks his way and is not going to get the first.
Best high school football player I ever evaluated.
Really?
Hands down. It's not even close.
Well, he was going to go play for you at Notre Dame.
It just didn't work out.
Right. Didn't work out a few places for Randy. But it's worked out in the NFL.
His fourth stop was the NFL. His third stop was, I believe, Marshall. Florida State and then Marshall.
Harnish pushing his way.
This is all on the spot.
I think he got it on second effort.
Second effort, exactly.
He was stopped, and everybody thought the whistle's coming. He kept going, and I think he got it.
Well, the center, Scott Weddage, says first down. Weddage is having a fine game today. Talk about a sound center. 6'4", 300 pounds out of Elkhorn, Wisconsin. And he played basketball also. And like I told you, if I want to evaluate an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman, I want to go to a basketball game. I want to see the ball in their hand. That's how I tell their athleticism.
Bell breaks a tackle. Bell dives inside the 20. Turned a 2-yard gain into a 6-yard gain.
The problem right now Central Michigan is experiencing, this defense has been on the field forever. This is where you have to have that type of depth to substitute guys in, and you know, sometime when you're a new coach and a new program, it takes not a new program but a new coach and a great program still has to build that type of depth over a period of time.
Hand off to Spann. Spann moves the pile, and he'll be close, I think just short of another Husky first down, as they are chewing up clock and chewing up yardage in a big way. Vince Agnew made the tackle.
I would like to see Mr. Scarp carry the football at least once during this trip.
I'll see if I can call Coach Kill on his cell phone right
while you're selling houses.
Exactly. Third and 1. Harnish barking out the call at the line. Spann picks his way. He's got a first down. Turn back at the 11, but more than enough for another NIU first down.
Well, just watch the body language. Just watch the body language of those down linemen from Central Michigan. I mean, this has been a grind for them today. And you know, that's why you have to have that type of ball control offense. You have to have that type of balance, or the result is what we see here right now. I mean, these are big guys that have been on the field for a long time.
Harnish keeps. Harnish picks his way inside the 5, down to the 2. Nice job. He stuck it in his belly, took it back, and picked his way to the 2-yard line. John Carr came over and tackled him.
Did he make a read there, or did he decide to call his own number?
I think he decided to call his own number.
I think he did too.
Whoa, I'm not giving you that one. I got a chance here.
All right.
Spann has 100 yards, by the way, on the day now.
Well, it's called distribution, David.
Spann to the end zone, driving. Give him 6. Touchdown, Northern Illinois.
They were in a triple set high backfield. 2 great blocks. The lead blocker and the back behind him. Excellent job. Watch it at the point of attack. There it is, 1. Bam, there's the other one. Good pad level, and he takes it into the end zone. Outstanding call.
Real nice block by Connor Flahive, number 47.
Outstanding job. And then Scarp just getting just enough of the linebacker. You know, it doesn't have to be a knockdown block all the time. You get a piece of the guy and just have that back make that cut off your block.
Yeah, that's what my stepson tells me all the time. He's a right guard. I don't have to pancake everybody.
He doesn't. Those pancake days, I mean,
I like the pancake. It's 30-7. Huskies dominating over the Chippewas in DeKalb on a Hall of Fame weekend.
Advance your career with an MBA from Northern Illinois University.
I was able to balance my MBA with my professional life as well as my personal life. And best of all, NIU's MBA program is AACSB accredited and affordable.
I was impressed with the knowledge and experience of the professors, and the program provided me with a well-rounded business education. The affordability and convenient locations made my decision easy, and it made my MBA a reality.
Designed for the working professional, the MBA program at Northern Illinois University. Jumpstart your career today.
If ever you're not satisfied with one of our tires, please feel free to bring it back. Thank you. Discount Tire Company.
Low prices, more choices. Discount Tire.
I want to play a game. This Halloween, you have to see the final Saw 3D. This time, I'm coming for you. Rated R. In 3D and 2D theaters Friday.
30-7, 10:37 to go in the ball game here in DeKalb. David Kaplan, Bob Kamel, Jim Blaney with you. It's time for our Modern Woodmen of America plays of the game. Touching lives, securing futures. Check these out.
Devon Butler set the tempo early. Right there, that big hit, separating the football. Set the tempo for the defense. And coming right back, making a great play. Chris Smith, number 5, off the tip ball. Yet again, we see Tyrone Clark. I mean, this is great team defense. And one more time by Chris Smith. Run to the football, and good things will happen.
Yep, 2 picks for Tyrone Clark, 1 for Chris Smith. Plus, you had the forced fumble. And the Huskies in business, 4-0 on the turnover battle. Very tough to lose a game when you dominate turnovers like that.
There's a bunch of guys on that sideline who haven't seen action today, starting to hover around your position coach. Hey, don't forget about me.
Yeah, I work just as hard in practice. Get me in. Keto Pobla will duck down the back of the end zone. There's no chance of bringing it out. Central will go on the attack from their own 20, trailing by 23.
Into the jaws of a brisk northern breeze.
Yes, correct.
David, one day at practice when we worked for Coach Corso, it was in spring, true story. We had to call off practice. We couldn't hear each other talk.
It was that loud.
It was that windy.
Wow.
It was that windy.
The wind was that loud. The hawk.
The hawk.
I like to call it in the Chicago area.
This hawk's coming out of Iowa, though.
And we have a brand new quarterback in for Central Michigan. It's Brandon Fricky, 6'1" junior out of Chico, California. Brandon Fricky is into the ball game.
You know, Mid-American Conference football recruiting was very provincial for a lengthy period of time. But as this conference took a huge step, a huge positive step, the demographic of the recruiting effort has spread nationally.
He looks, goes down the field, incomplete. Overthrew his man. He took a shot down the field to David Blackburn, a 6'3", 242-pound tight end out of Detroit, Michigan.
Well,
but he missed him.
This right here was the first attempt at throwing football to a tight end. You know, we mentioned role reversal early. Dan Enos, Coach Enos looks at what Jerry Kill did here. And Jerry Kill has a real plan for everything he does. And I think Dan Enos would be very, very well suited. Very good idea to see how Jerry Kill put this football program together. And you know, Dave, you've heard me mention this. Jerry Kill came in here in the first year and had a good football team. Now he has a good football program. And there's a huge difference between a good football program and a good football team.
Correct. When he took over for Joe Novak, he was coaching Joe's style, Joe's players.
Exactly.
He was able now to recruit his type of kids.
Well, and remember one thing. Joe Novak, quality man, actually supported Jerry Kill when he came in. And that's not always the case. Joe Novak had no ego. Joe Novak's idea was what is going to be good for Husky football.
They blocked the punt. Now Central's picked it up, and they got a chance to advance it, and I believe it's going to be short of a first down. And the Huskies will take over with really good field position. Here comes the pressure, and it's going to come on a real nice move inside. Real solid job by Jimmy Ward, and that's the third block punt he's had this year. He was already MAC West Special Teams Player of the Week for 2 of them. He gets another one. Be right back.
Nothing else on the job site looks like it. Nothing else on the job site works like it. Nothing else on the job site plays like it. Nothing else on the job site rocks like it. Introducing the all-new PowerBox 360 from Bosch.
Bob's a little PO'd. New family moved in down the block from San Fran, and they got an NFL Sunday ticket to watch them 49ers every week. But that's no excuse not to be neighborly. I brought him over a party platter this morning.
You're very tolerant, Lorraine.
Watch your favorite team wherever you live. Upgrade to NFL Sunday Ticket today.
How durable is Quaker State? We just tested Quaker State motor oil that had driven thousands of miles in New York City taxis. And even when it was ready to be replaced, that used Quaker State still passed the wear protection, rust protection, and viscosity retention tests for brand new oil. Extra protection when you need it most. That's Quaker State. Real, durable oil.
Number 15, Jimmy Ward, was named MAC West Special Teams Player of the Week because he had 2 block punts. Now he's got number 3. Bob, watch this move. He cuts inside, and man, oh man, leaves somebody flat-footed.
David, it is uncanny how some football players just have the ability to block punts and block kicks. He had a guy in space there, looked like a linebacker. He faked him outside, came inside, extended his arms, and got to that sweet spot, which is about 2 yards right in front of the kicker's foot, and got his hands up in the air. Outstanding job. Great special teams play. 2 last week, 1 this week.
Real nice handoff to Daniels, and he will drag a tackler with him, and he'll be very close to another first down for the Huskies. I think they'll spot him just short. Akeem Daniels, a wide receiver, took that handoff. Agnew made the tackle.
David, you have to understand one thing with this play. Anytime your shoulders are perpendicular to the line of scrimmage and you've got the football, it takes great athleticism to plant that outside foot and then come back upfield. They haven't run that play yet today. Great call.
Chandler Harnish, and he's got a brand new back behind him. It's Ricky Kreider, and he hands it to Kreider, and he'll move the sticks. They'll be inside this 17-yard line, close to the 15, maybe spotted.
Talk about a lineage, David, of running backs in Northern Illinois the past 10 years. Unbelievable.
We saw LaShawn Johnson here earlier. He was a great back here.
Garrett Wolf.
Tremendous. Thomas Hammock, before he was diagnosed with a heart ailment, he came out, so it allowed his backup, Michael the Burner Turner, who's still starring in the NFL with Atlanta, to get the job done. Bell dragging tacklers inside the 10.
Don't think that doesn't make a difference in recruiting when you're recruiting a running back. Come here, come to DeKalb, play behind this offensive line at Northern Illinois, and maybe you're the next Wolf.
There you go.
What was he impressive when we had him on last year in the third quarter?
Man.
I could not say enough about this young guy, Garrett.
Good kid, Garrett Wolf.
Good kid.
2nd down and 3.
Direct reflection of the type of players that Joe Novak brought to DeKalb in Northern Illinois University.
Bell takes the handoff, and he will be knocked down after another Husky first down, this one at the 5. Huskies trying to put this one on ice. They lead by 23, and they are driving for another one.
Well, as I mentioned before, David, it's just ball control offense, and those defensive linemen, play after play after play. Start seeing guys put their hands on their hips, leaning over just a little bit. It's been a long, long afternoon for that front four of Central Michigan.
Hand off to Bell, picking his way to the 2-yard line.
David, how long do you think we'll see Chandler Harnish in this football game, or how much longer?
This will be his last drive. Wouldn't you think?
I would think.
Second half first downs. Get this. 16-1 NIU over Central Michigan. That, they've run the football for third quarter alone. It was 162-1 in yards in the third quarter on the ground.
2nd down and goal from the 3.
Here's that triple I set.
Flahive, Scarb, and Bell. That's your triple I set.
Off right tackle.
They hand it to Bell, picking his way, driving. He'll be inside the 2, near the 1.
David, you know my coaching pedigree. This has been a fun game for me. I totally enjoy this type of football. And that's what you see across the Mid-America.
You do. It's a real solid, hard-nosed football. No gimmicks. Run downhill, that's the key.
Run downhill, put your best back over your best offensive lineman.
Harnish to the air, throws back in the end zone, incomplete. He was looking for your man, Kyle Scarb,
the intended receiver.
but it's broken up. Vince Agnew on the defense of that pass.
Well, I'd like to see, if we're going to throw it to Scarb, we need to throw it to him in the flat someplace. I don't think jump ball in the end zone is his forte.
No, definitely not. They'll try the field goal. This one will come from right about the 9-yard line. So a 19-yard try. This would be, I believe, for Klimovsky, his 4th of the day. The kick is up. The kick is good. 33-7. NIU. 5:41 to go. Huskies absolutely dominating at home.
Dr. Roger Mayfair understands the importance of humanitarian service. He chose NIU for his undergraduate years. After medical school, he gravitated to DeKalb County again. A general surgeon and former chief of staff at Kishwaukee Community Hospital, Dr. Mayfair traveled to Haiti after the earthquake with his wife Therese, who graduated from NIU with a nursing degree. His start at NIU provided the foundation for a life of medical service, not only in DeKalb, but on the larger world stage. NIU and Kish Hospital, strong ties for a healthy community.
Okay, are we ready for happy hour?
Ice cream scoops and real milk?
Check.
Whipped cream and cherries?
Check.
Confetti balloons and music?
Hat?
Mike, come on!
What are you up to?
3,
2, 1. Miles Happy Hour, yeah!
Try a hand-dipped milkshake during half-price happy hour Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 p.m.
Great idea, Hat.
I'm flying!
Not good.
Steak and Shake. Life needs flavor.
The broadcast rights for this event have been granted to Comcast Sportsnet, easy for me to say, by Northern Illinois University. Any reproduction, rebroadcast without the express written consent of Comcast Sportsnet at NIU, strictly prohibited. Brought to you by the law offices of Amato and Sheen. Now, check out the yardage in the second half. Northern Illinois, Bob, has piled up mostly on the ground 239 yards of total offense.
In the second half.
In the second half. Central Michigan, 28 yards.
Talked about it earlier. Run the football, stop the run, get pressure on the quarterback. Let's not take away from the coverages, though. Northern Illinois has mixed up their coverages and really gave Ryan Radcliffe a lot of different looks. Now, Cap, you were busy looking at more real estate listings while they flashed the attendance on the board.
I was actually checking the high school playoff matchups. I haven't found out
now, what do we have? What is our attendance here today, David?
Little over 17,000 here today.
Well done. Well done.
But they are a loud group. It's like 30. And for more Huskies football, the Husky football team plays their last game at home Tuesday, November 9th, when they host Toledo. Kickoff 6 p.m. November 9th, and it's the blackout game. All fans encouraged to wear black. In addition, black thunder sticks will be handed out at the gates. To order tickets, visit NIUHuskies.com.
A Tuesday night game.
Be a lot of fun. How much would you like to be a student going to a Tuesday night football game?
So I'd be conflicted.
There'd be no Wednesday morning class for me, I can tell you that.
No, tearing myself away from the library on Tuesday night gets a little tough.
That'd be hard. Delegal came over and made the tackle for the Huskies as we drip down toward 5:20 to go. NIU is going to pick up a much-needed victory here as they continue to roll. The Huskies will go to 4-0 in conference play.
David, I'm very confident that Coach Enos will get this program back on track to where the glory days were under some outstanding college football coaches.
It's a good program, and they've had a lot of success.
Change is difficult. Even in the best case scenarios, change is difficult.
No doubt about it.
It's personalities, it's chemistry, it's the language of the game.
3rd and 9, Fricky out of the shotgun. Hands it off to Tipton, and he will pick up 11 on a real nice delayed handoff.
Good job being patient. That situation in this part of the game, Northern Illinois looking for the pass. He came out, run that draw play. Great call.
Handoff Tipton again, and this time he will gain maybe a yard, maybe. Husky defense pinned their ears back, and they are just coming after Central.
Yeah, what's the deal here? You've had a lot of guests today.
I had Dr. Steinbrecher, the commissioner of the Mid-American Conference. That's who's just up here. We had Tommy O'Neill. So it's been nice to have some of the celebrities in town. Fricky going down the field, and he's got his man. Real nice catch, and it's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
Horse collar.
For a horse collar tackle. I believe it's going to be on Demetrius Stone, number 19, sophomore out of Miami, Florida.
A call, but an unintentional move by the young man. Got his hand up, got him right around the, as they say, the horse collar, and brought him down.
After the catch, we have personal foul, face mask, defense, number 19. That's a 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Automatic first
I thought
down.
it was around the back.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But they're going to get Stone on a face mask penalty. Yep, you can see he did reach around and he must have had a handful of mask there. Fricky looking, flush, throws, has his man. Cody Wilson, I think that's his 10th catch of the day today.
One of the things in recruiting quarterbacks you want is continuity. Continuity and like abilities within that continuity. And this young guy seems to possess the same characteristics that Radcliffe did. Kind of a big stand-up guy, stand in the pocket type guy. And once you do that, if you don't have that continuity by ability, you put your other quarterback in, it changes the entire offense.
Cody Wilson, number 11, has 11 catches for 115 yards. This guy plays hard. He really gets after it. He isn't as quick as some guys, but man, he's got good hands.
You know, and you talk about quickness or the 40 time and all that, but there's still that one factor of productivity. And that's what this young guy's about. He's very productive. He's a smart football player. I'm sure he's a student of the game.
Fricky looking, time, throws, and intercepted. And this one might go to the house. And he'll be knocked down at the 45. He cut it back up the field. Kyrie Daniels, I believe, was the man who made the pick.
You know, there is that instant when you decide, do I come under the receiver or do I play back, feeling that if I come under, I can't make the play? You know, and that's kind of a feast or famine type of deal. You come under, you make that play, you're going in the other direction. You come under, you don't make that play, the ball's going the other way.
We've got a man down, and I believe it's Brian Lawson, number 92. He's a sophomore out of Park Forest, Illinois, defensive tackle, 6'3", 268 pounds, and he is now rolling over, so.
Time and time again on an interception, during an interception, you will see things like this happen. One of the things you have to teach your defensive players, when that ball's intercepted, you go, first of all, you block the intended receiver. Second of all, everybody else, get your head on a swivel.
Yeah, because people are coming for you.
Everywhere, every which way. That's good to see he's up on his feet.
And he is going to jog off the field. That's really good to see because he got leveled.
Well, David, 2 minutes and 38 seconds left in the game. Jerry Kill putting a new quarterback in. Hand off up the middle between the tackles.
Jordan Lynch in. Let's go to Jim Blaney.
Jordan Lynch is an interesting story, David, because he played for Frank Lenti at Mount Carmel, and Jordan is a redshirt freshman, and he's a great athlete, and there was talk about maybe moving him to make him a defensive back during spring practice. And Jerry Kill said, no, he's a quarterback, and the reason why Jerry knows that is because that's what Frank Lenti told him, and Jerry Kill said, I trust Frank Lenti. I've known him a long time. Frank tells me something, I'm going to listen to him. He's won a lot more games than I've won. Now, Frank Lenti won his 292nd game last night. The Illinois state record for victories by a high school coach is 314. And the way Mount Carmel goes, well, it should be about the middle of the 2012 season when Frank Lenti passes Gary Corhona to become the all-time winningest coach in the state of Illinois.
David, as you well know, Frank Lenti and I are very, very close friends. And that's one of the things that Jerry Kill realizes as a fine recruiter. When you've got a coach like Frank Lenti telling you that a young guy can play and can play a certain position, and you take his lead on that with the trust factor, that is huge with high school coaches.
Of course, maybe the best player that he's ever had, and I know he's had some great ones, Simeon Rice, but Donovan McNabb, who's back in town tomorrow. His Redskins take on our Bears. Tremendous program at Mount Carmel. I'm a huge fan of the whole Lenti family. Of course, Gene Lenti Ponsetto, the athletic director at DePaul. I mean, just some wonderful people have come out of that family.
You mentioned Gene Lenti Ponsetto. I assure you, I assure you, David, she is one of the quality athletic directors in the entire face of collegiate athletics. I mean, I can't say enough about Jeannie Lenthe on Seto.
Let's go back down to Jim Blaney with a $1:18 left and a Husky victory. Jimmy?
One other thing about Jordan Lynch, too, David. It's interesting sometimes how college football makes teammates out of guys who used to be rivals. Number 17 for Northern Illinois is Matt Ing from Glenbard North. 3 years ago in the Illinois State semifinals, Mount Carmel played Glenbard North. Mount Carmel had a great team. Glenbard North had barely snuck into the playoffs. They played in a semifinal game, and Matt Ing caught a flea flicker late in the game that knocked Jordan Lynch and the Mount Carmel Caravan out of the playoffs. By the way, the quarterback in that game for Glenbard North was Evan Watkins, who went to Northwestern.
All right, Jimmy, thank you very much. Clock dripping down. A $1:12 left in this one. Huskies in complete command, 33-7.
You got a great young running back, wants to carry the football, wants to get into the end zone, but I'm certain Jerry Kill is saying, stay in bounds.
You run the clock, and that's it.
Stay in bounds.
No doubt about it.
David, I'll tell you, 1 minute and 12 seconds left in this game. I don't remember the last time I've had this much fun doing it.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Always enjoy working with you. Tonight, the Hawks back at the Madhouse to battle the Blue Jackets. Tune in for a division showdown in Chicago. Coverage begins at 7 with Chevy Blackhawks pregame live. Don't miss Blackhawks and Blue Jackets. They'll tee it up tonight at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet. And don't forget Sportsnet Central after Blackhawks postgame live with Chris Bowden and Steve Conroy. Comcast Sportsnet is fans' best friend.
Penalty.
Number 93.
Just don't want that at this point in time in the game.
Yep, Adam Coleman nailed with that penalty.
Give Coach Kill and his staff just a little bit more to talk about in those meetings tomorrow.
Yep. How much film goes into film study tonight for the coaches? Do they enjoy the win at all, or are they right back to the tape
Usually, it depends on the individual. You know, my guess is that they have to have the film graded probably by 12 noon tomorrow. 40. A lot of guys will go to dinner tonight, maybe come back. Other guys will come in early tomorrow morning and do their film. It all depends what Coach Kill, when he wants that film on his desk, or the grades on his desk. The longest day and the most difficult day for a college football.
Ball carried by Tipton.
In this day and age is Sunday. When you get in there on Sunday at about 8 o'clock, if you have to grade your film, you'll go through all the grades of your guys. Then they'll grade the offense, grade the defense, grade the kicking team, give out the awards, whatever, and then start evaluating your next opponent, putting a game plan together. Usually about 8 o'clock in the morning till probably 10:30, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, sometime longer. That's provided you have a normal week. If you have a short week,
all bets are off.
All bets are off. I mean, it's move in for the week.
Zerton Tipton cut down just short of the 30.
Zerlon Tipton with the run.
That might be the final play of the game.
Tackle made by Jordan Delagal of the Huskies.
And I think that is going to be it.
Gain of 6 yards in the run.
We've got a final. It's in the books for the Huskies. They improve to 4-0 in the Mid-American Conference with a 33-7 drilling of Central Michigan here today at Brigham Field at Husky Stadium in DeKalb, Illinois.
The NIU football team returns to Husky Stadium.
A happy crowd on a Hall of Fame weekend. Congrats again to all of the inductees.
So all fans are encouraged to
and the Huskies get another victory at home. So good day, Bob, for the offense, and the defense was outstanding.
And a long bus ride back to Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
Oh, boy.
For the Chippewas. But they'll pick the pieces up tomorrow, get going again, and come back. And as I said, they have so much tradition, football tradition, to draw from at Central Michigan University. They have an outstanding young head coach in the person of Dan Enos, and I think nothing but good things lie ahead. The other side of the field, Jerry Kill, well-coached football team in all phases of the game.
All right, to Jim Blaney we go with a guest who played a big role in today's win.
Tyrone Clark with 2 interceptions today, but the big one was right before halftime. Just take us through that play a little bit, because you had to make an athletic move to get your hands on the ball. What a great catch.
Yes, sir. I knew halftime was coming, you know what I'm saying? I knew they offense had a little bit more momentum. I just felt like, somebody had to make a play. You know what I'm saying? Then Coach called a good defensive play. Just saw the quarterback about to throw it, and I just got my hands up.
I thought it was an interesting dynamic in the third quarter working between the offense and the defense, because I heard a couple of defensive guys say to the offensive guys, look, we got your back. We'll hold them down until you get going. And that's exactly what happened in the third. So how closely together does this team work? Because you can't have this kind of success without it.
Man, offense, defense, special teams, we are close. We are a close bunch of individuals, you know what I'm saying? We work as a team, we work out as a team, everything once one side, is not doing so good, it's all good, because we know that we got their back and they got our back. So that's how we roll.
I know Coach Kill's going to be looking for you. Better get inside. Thanks,
right,
Tyrone.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Congratulations on a great game today. So Tyrone Clark with 2 interceptions and a huge win at home today for Northern Illinois.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap it up, put a nice bow on the package. Huskies win at 33-7.
Cold drinks, great food. O'Leary's has it. A place full of people you know and people you're about to meet. Friends and future friends. So pull up a chair, grab a drink and dig in. You're at O'Leary's in downtown DeKalb. Welcome home.
What's it take to earn your business?
It takes drive.
It takes heart.
It takes soul. We opened Infinity of Orland Park almost 20 years ago. We're driven to be the best, and we are.
Thanks to me, Dad.
Come see the all-new 2011 M Series, in stock now.
So what's it take to earn your business?
Drive.
Heart.
And soul. Infinity of Orland Park, we're driven heart and soul.
McDonald's Bacon and Cheese Angus 3rd Pounder. As if it wasn't enough to make it with a full 3rd pound of 100% Angus beef, they had the audacity to use a bakery-style bun and crinkle-cut the pickles. There's no denying it. That's a 3rd strip of bacon. Have they no shame? Angus Axiom number 39. It's an embarrassment of riches. The astonishing Angus 3rd Pounders. All Angus, all McDonald's.
All right, so it's in the books, 33-7, Huskies over Chippewas. Big win for Northern Illinois, Bob, and they did what they had to do. They grind out the attack on the ground.
David, on the onset of the game, the one thing we said right early on was this: run the football, stop the run. That's exactly what Northern Illinois did. Not to be too much of a minimalist, but that is why Northern Illinois plays the kind of football they do. They're great against the rushing defense, and you know what? They have the ability to run the ball. And you know when that starts? On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And why do I say that? You play against yourself more than you play against any other team. So if you're running the ball on practice of Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, your defense is seeing a lot of running plays. They become better defenders of the run. And this has been a great day. I can't say enough about it.
NIU will play Western Michigan October 30th on the road.
Big win today by Western Michigan.
How far can this Northern Illinois team go? Because they're pretty good.
I think they can go to distance in the conference. I really do. And again, I can't say enough about a well-coached football team. This is a well-coached football team. And just the way they line up, the way they tackle, their fundamentals. There's some things they have to clean up. Some foolish penalties, unforced errors. I think you had another term for it a little bit earlier.
Self-inflicted wounds.
Self-inflicted wounds. Eliminated some of those things. They take good care of the football. Defense runs to the football. They have a great pursuing defense. I think they're a team of destiny here in the Mid-American Conference.
Here you look at the upcoming NIU schedule in the next 5 games. They got one more here in the house in DeKalb. And then that MAC championship game they're hoping to be a part of on Friday, December the 3rd. So.
I think the schedule is in their favor. In all candor, I think the schedule is in their favor. Western Michigan's coming off of a big win. Western Michigan does a nice job. Western Michigan last week held Notre Dame in the first half to -5 yards rushing. That's a fact. Minus 5 yards rushing. So they'll be a formidable challenge.
Well, it's going to be interesting. The band plays here for the 5th quarter, and they celebrate in DeKalb a 33-7 Husky victory here today. For Bob Kamel, for Jim Blaney, our great Comcast Sportsnet crew, I'm David Kaplan saying so long from Husky Stadium in DeKalb, Illinois. Final score, Northern Illinois 33, Central Michigan 7. Promotional consideration has been paid for by the following sponsors. Coming up next, Pro Football Weekly at 6 p.m. The preceding has been an exclusive presentation of Comcast Sportsnet and Northern Illinois University. You have a great evening, everybody. Thanks for watching. See ya.
When you win the Stanley Cup, you're allowed to have it for a day. Let me tell you, one day isn't enough.